That was a joke. Wouldn't it be funny if the whole stream was just that, like over and over and over and over? Now I need a little break because I just want to stream basically just to I don't know change my. I need a study break because what I was doing. I'll tell whoever's here, whoever wants to listen to my life story. I'm tired. I stayed up the other night. I took a couple Concerta pills, 2 pills, and I was doing taxes. I do my taxes, my brother's taxes. In years past, I would do my mother's, my father's, my sister's sometimes. We all help each other out, but I get through it. Now I just feel like just trying to get through taxes is like, oh, but I got my brother's drafted, looking pretty good, and I got mine halfway done. State, I gotta do federal, which probably be a bigger pain in the ass. But yeah, I just need a study break because I'm tired because I was up and then I threw some of these chicken things in the oven. My brother came home, he ate some, I ate some. I took a little nap and then I had to talk to my shrink because I forgot I had to shrink at like 5:15. So I talked to him and I couldn't get back to sleep. I was sort of restless and I decided to get back to taxes and had a few more beers and I don't know. And I also saw that my 20 stream was taken down, then put back up. I disputed some ridiculous charge. It was trying to tell me, if you saw the video, it's trying to tell me that like all those 30-second, here, let me show you. It was trying to argue that all of these. Yeah, I was trying to argue that all of those are under some kind of copyright infringement. So I don't know what that was about. If they couldn't get me for other things, so they're trying to play some game, but I complained. You can see the video, and apparently it's back up, so I don't have to edit it. So that's cool. That's pretty cool. Here, let me take a look here. Where's my freaking? That's good. I'm happy it's back up, I think. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this stream was taken down because of
I need your help here.
Because of a copyright violation, and then
Bob Dole. So I don't know if you guys know who Bob Dole is. Still the noise. Your birthday. I don't know.
Good. I'm glad it's back up because we were trying to take it down again. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Nothing in life is easy. Let's hope it stays up. Yeah, I wanted a break because I was tired. I'm still tired, but I want to do something. I need like a rest from numbers and paperwork and legalese. So I come on and do this bullshit for a little bit, but yeah, that was strange. During the stream itself, it kind of went dead, but didn't explain why. And nothing on the list is tagged, so I don't know. Let's hope it stays up. Oh well. The ghosts of the 1920s don't want their list out there. I'm not gonna be out too long. I don't think. I just needed a break. I needed a time. I need to do something to get my mind off of. I'm tired. Just have some drinks and just get my mind off of taxes and numbers and also my shitty life. Where are we? So what else is new? Anything new with you people? Yes. I still got to make those videos. That'll be next. I'm going to do these taxes. I'll start making the videos. Today is the 5-year anniversary of that nigger bitch tried to run me over. I'll tell you the whole story about her and the dude who strangled me. It's my Valentine's Day, a day that will always forever live in infamy. But I'm in tax mode. I got these taxes done. Hopefully I can get them done like, end of the month, early March. I think I'm done sooner than later. But sure, I got a bunch of shit. I got, matter of fact, what are you people doing here? Shouldn't you be out? Well, it's 1 a.m. Well, it's just Valentine's Day just starting. I guess tomorrow you guys, or tonight you guys are going to go out and have some fun or whatever. I'm just, Christ. Yeah, yes. I'll make the videos. I'll explain. I have to explain it. I don't want to do it in the chat. I'll make these videos and I'll explain that all. It's just amazing what my life is, but. Well, I know Monday is President's Day, right? So do we get some kind of like, you get some kind of compensation at your job, some kind of holiday pay or a day off or something? Ah, yes. Sloth, how the hell are you? I just tired. Got tired of doing taxes and numbers. So I got like, there's my like state booklet. I don't know if you can see this. There's all the taxes and shit. Tax year 2024. I was looking at that. I draft mine, my brother's. My brother did his own, and we compare notes and we put it together and all this shit. I'm tired. Oh, that's right. You do a lot of like online freelance stuff, right? Boyettes. I love it. Like in my case, let me take a look here. And I worked at that grocery store. I don't know if you remember my story. Not the one where the nigger bitch tried to run me over. That was like 4 years ago. You can probably see the name of the grocery store. But more recently, this past year, in 2023, I was working at a grocery store. I remember I had my hospital visit at the end in Christmas Day of 23. So, where was I going with this? But that year, sometime, okay, so 2023 Christmas, I had my, went to hospital, tore him in inferior epigastric artery. That following year, early 24, January, February, apparently when they realized I wasn't coming back, they closed out this 401k. So I got a 1099R, what's called a 1099R. Then I got my temporary disability, but that's also taxed. Remember, I got temporary disability for much of 2024, like early 24, January through April. I was getting temporary disability. And then I got that weird thing, some weird settlement from some other grocery store I used to work at. And then, of course, the shit I'm working at now. Maybe I shouldn't hold them up, but who gives a fuck? So I got like a lot of paperwork to contend with. And believe it or not, the state's actually not that bad because the state won't tax. Oh, and I've got unemployment because I'm now on unemployment since I got fired from that fucking auto parts job, plus the auto parts job. So it's like what I got? A 401k from the grocery store, my temporary disability from early 24, the auto parts job in like mid-summer 24, my unemployment for the end of 24, and that settlement thing from some other previous jobs. So it's like I got a bunch of paperwork to, I never tried. You got to pay for that, and like, how does it work? Like, that does federal, and you get to pick your one state. And how many can use it? Could I do mine and my brothers if I got to do my parents, or you can only it's one-time use, or how does that work? Oh well. And I got the white face on the lighting here. Oh well. Well, you got to buy the disc or whatever. Well, maybe they used to do discs. Now, what you got to pay the subscription, don't you? I remember in the past when TurboTax first came out, you have to go to the store and buy the disc. And well, that sounds fairly simple. It's only a couple $100. Well, you just did it online, or you have to like download it, or how's it work? And because maybe next year I'll just do that. I'm getting tired of this shit. Hopefully next year I'll be on Neat Bucks. Just a website, right? See, I don't know why the government doesn't have like here, irs.com, fill out here. There shouldn't even be like an outside software. It should just be, oh shit. Now, well, I guess there's an app on your phone, but you could, but wait, apps on the phone. You can also just go on the website, right? You can go on the browser. Yes, app website. I need another beer soon, but first, look at this. I didn't realize 0, 0, 0, 0. I got another one upstairs. I'm like, oh shit. So you think I can go there and come back in 30 seconds? Want to find out? Let's find out. And we're back. See, that wasn't too. It was 30 seconds. I'm fast. Oh, I need, like, I call it a study break. And I'm off from work. I got to go back soon. I have all this time I can be doing shit, but I'm like hung up on my own thoughts and failures and life in general. But can't drive myself to do. And when I do push myself to do, it's like it takes me longer. I'm getting exhausted faster. I used to be able to do these numbers and shit, and now it's like I don't even care anymore. So I didn't know that, but I think isn't like under a certain threshold. If you make too much, you can't do that. I forget. That's cool. Yeah. See, it's always good to learn about new things. You've never experienced it yourself because you're Australian, but you can learn about it and just, hear our side. Yeah. Oh, wait, why is here? Hello. I want to click on him. Endymion. Welcome. You're a new subscriber. I recognize you from Dumb's chat. So this might not be what you're looking for, but nice to see you. Like I said, I was doing taxes. I was doing things in between. Like I re-uploaded that video. I was on some other people's streams before. I was doing little things like that. I did that one video about why was this blocked, but my 20 stream is back up, thank God, because it was getting blocked on bullshit. It was really bugging me. I'm just tired, but I needed a study break. Too much numbers. But like I said, I got my tax booklet here. I was doing mine. I was doing my brother's. They're state and federal. You got to pay taxes to the state of New Jersey, income tax to the state of New Jersey, and income tax to the federal government. And there's all kinds of forms and there's little boxes, a whole bunch of shit. All these things I have, and I'm not going through this again. Plus more over here. See this shit? We're still not done. It's like a process. I like to go over it with my brother. I put his shit down here. He's got some more shit down in this. So it's like, it's a process. Only the two of us. I used to do it for the whole family. For my father to stroke, and I had to come here and start doing it for my mother. And but I needed a study break. So you guys are my study break. Have I had my break today? Wow. Cheers. Drink to me, drink to my health. So what else is going on with everybody? I saw that movie years ago. I remember Mona. What's her name? The chick from the old lady who was in Who's the Boss in Soap. Whatever her name was, she was in that, and some British guy, but it was kind of a weird movie. I can't remember most of it now. I saw it, but it's kind of a blur to me. Brazil. Okay, my next question was going to be how expensive are they? Because I heard they kind of rip you off and they do half-ass jobs. So, but if the rebate after they take their fee, if the rebate is still that good, hey, you can't complain. No, I don't blame you. But how does it work? They contact you and they say, hi, send us your W-2. Hi, send us your 1099. Hi, send us whatever. I guess they contact you for the paperwork. You have to provide it, or? Well, it's not just me and my brother. Like I said, my father had a stroke 5 years ago. Mother panicked, thought she'd lose this place. I moved back in. I had to break up their accounts because my father had to be on Medicaid. So I took over. I said, okay, Ma, I'm going to file taxes, but you and my father have always done it together. I'm going to do it separate. I married filing separately. So I took over her taxes. I took over his taxes. I said to my brother, hey, since we're doing it, because we work together, I'll help you, help me. So it just sort of became this thing. Plus my brother works 6 days a week and he's like, well, you're going to be an unemployed bum. You should probably fucking do something So I'm like, okay, fair enough. It's got to get done. So. That's cool. Like I said, we can learn about taxes and how things go in other countries. And you can have an idea of what taxes are, even if you've never paid them. But you yourself have no idea what the IRS is and dealing with the IRS. That's all I'm saying. You can learn about it. But telling me you came to America once and you converted some money to the bank, so you know all about the IRS. It's like it's not a part of your daily life just because you are aware of it. So that's all I'm saying to you. I have to block you. You're rude. You blocked me from your stream. I don't usually catch his streams, DBF, but I caught one before. Earlier, after I saw my shrink, I don't want to go back to taxes. I'm like, let me distract myself. He was streaming when I joined. I thought we were gonna have a good discussion. He banned me, so my feelings were a little hurt. Not really hurt, more just like a typical normie. Well, we'll use him as an example as I do my videos. It's like typical normie behavior, but what do you expect? Tribalists. I'm sorry, I missed that part. Your grandparents are coming to stay with you. Are these your California? What grandparents are these? Can you explain all that again? You'd think that, but no. Well, it's funny. I got to say something about him, that kid. He was one of yours. You sent him over here for some reason. He kept bugging me to stream. Are you going to stream tonight? You leave comments. Are you going to stream tonight? Stream tonight? I remember one time Mebanks came on, was showing us his place, and Frog kept on asking me these stupid questions. I'm like, son, right now Mebanks is showing us his place. Quiet. He went from all enthusiastic to, I hate you. And it's very typical, the tribalist, like I said, the tribalist, that mentality that these, I think someone like him, I think to myself, he was born in 2005. He's only 19, going on 20. When he was a newborn baby, I was older then than he is now. I was like 23 that year. So I was older then. I was alive. More of my life happened before he was even born. But I just see him as like, okay, you want to come and join? Cool. You don't like it? Okay, leave. He's one of these people who's trying to, I think he's desperate for some kind of belonging. Now, you empower people like that for some reason. I agree with Dumb when Dumb said, yeah, King Frog, that's, DBF's bitch boy. I agree with him. I don't know why you empowered that kid. Snotty-nosed brat, but oh well. That's fine. I expected to be banned from your. In fact, I was surprised it took you so long, Totem. I was there for like a good, oh my God, 45 minutes, close to an hour, using the wrong pronouns before you finally said, okay. And then we don't have to tell him, but you sent me that email apologizing, saying, I hate to block you. I love you. I tolerated it because, But yeah, I expect you to block me for that. So that Totem, I understand. I'm talking about, Queero and little bitch boy here. That's all right. Wow. This is true. There are different types of accounting and whatnot. Yeah. It's not that it's hard. It's just getting the paperwork together. I had to scan it. Like my father used to keep files. I got files I had to go through and get rid of. My father had like filing cabinets worth of shit. I prefer scanning in PDF, but you go back and compare to other years. And, like when my brother, like with me, like I had that 401k because, after I couldn't work anymore, after going to the hospital Christmas, early in 24, they sent me the 401k. So I got to pay. So I got the 401k. Then I got like the auto parts job. Then I got the unemployment. Then I got the temporary disability. So I got it's just all the different stuff. And like as you go down the list, you have one simple sheet and it says, if you have this, see the instructions here. Attach a Schedule F, or attach a Schedule Z. It's like you know how. I mean, if you've ever done your own taxes, what a nightmare it becomes. I'm sure it's fairly simple. I make if I were on NeatBucks, I probably wouldn't even do taxes. But like my brothers aren't too bad. Me, I got a bunch of shit. So it's if you have one little job and that's all you do, and it's very straightforward, it's that's Ms.zer to you, Totem. Okay, so what's Cassandra up to? Her grandma was her mother's mother. Lives nearby in Phoenix. Your grandpa, who's really your grandmother's boyfriend for years, not blood, lives in California but comes to visit her fairly often. The relationship is odd, like part-time. Wow. Yo, what's up, Off Grid? Yo. What brings you here? Like I said, I got to repeat myself. I just wanted a study break. I was doing too many taxes. I was doing other things. I was in some people's streams. I uploaded that little video about why is my other stream blocked. But it's like I needed a study break from all this. I'm not going to show it again. All this fucking paperwork and bullshit. And I still do it the old-fashioned way. Like I'll type it. What I'll do is I'll download the PDF. I'll do it by pen and paper, a draft, and then when everything looks good, I check it over. My brother will check it over. I'll download a PDF and load the numbers in. Then I'll print that, check that, and I'll mail it to I actually mail, snail mail to the IRS. Yeah, no, he's my hero. I'm still very much a Toddist. I might say he's an asshole or this tennis thing is boring, but that's secondary. I still think his philosophy is brilliant. I asked him once in one of his streams, I said, do you pay any taxes? And he goes, no, I don't pay taxes. I think he got close because he's always worried about, occupational clicks trying to take away my NeatBucks. No, he was doing those streams where he was like raising money. Give me $1 and I'll play your song. And if you go, I think it's like 12,000 fed. So if you go above 12,000, so his NeatBucks, plus, if you got a little too much from that, he would have to pay taxes. The IRS might look into it and they would trigger, which would, they would tip off Social Security. So my concern wasn't, I asked you what bank you use. My concern was, dude, if you're going to raise all this money on YouTube, and even admitted, he goes, yeah, I came close one year. So he's got to be careful. But yeah, so long as you're under a threshold, you don't have to even file if you're under. It varies. I think was it just federally? I think it was 12 grand. It might have gone up a little bit. State, it varies. But yeah, if you're making like chump change and certain things aren't taxed, and so yeah. Okay. No, see, it gets confusing. That's a whole other thing. Because I do this with my parents. Neat bucks count, but only at half. There's a whole fucking thing. You go. I've done it with my parents because I don't have Social Security. My parents do. You have to go through Social Security in the booklet. There's a whole worksheet. You work out some weird percentage, which you either add or subtract. So neat bucks are like half taxed. So whatever his neat bucks is, cut that in half roughly, plus anything else. So I don't know how much he makes. Let's say he probably makes about 12 grand a year. If he's making 900, let's call it $1,000 a month, which isn't much. Let's say he makes 12,000 a year, cut that in half, 6. Okay. But he was raising quite a bit of money from all the, the e-begging. So he was coming close to the 12 threshold, like half his neat bucks plus whatever he earned independently. So yes, I believe it used to be 12,000. It might be higher now. Historically, I remember being 12. If you make less than 12,000, don't even bother. It's not worth the paper to file, not worth the stamp or whatever. Yeah, I'm not so sure about Social Security, what he has, SSI. I know with my parents' Social Security retirement, there was on the federal form, there's a whole formula, and you got to get a separate schedule, figure out here's how much they made per year, times this, and if this amount is less than other earnings versus not, there's a whole like convoluted fucking thing, and then at the end, you come up with a number on the worksheet, and that's the number you put in, so... so I don't know. I'll find out if when I get on Neat Bucks, I'll find out. I can learn, I can ask, I can comprehend, but I can't actually know what it's like until I've lived it. It's a lived experience. I haven't lived that yet. I can anticipate and I can, learn, I can, inquire, but I haven't lived it yet. So we'd have to ask him. Well, you got to remember something. And this is why I'm glad he finally fessed up, because he was always going on about, I went to the park and I was going to shoot myself, and then I was in the psych ward, and then I applied and I got SSI. Now, I found out really quickly, when you go to apply for anything with Social Security, they want the past 2 years of pay stubs. So I said to myself, if Todd was making good money working in the library, how is he able to, a few months later, get on Neat Bucks? We later learned he had to wait 2 years. Now it makes sense. Yeah, after not working 2 years, you do a spend down. The IRS says, give us your... Not the IRS, the Social Security says, give us all of your earnings for the past 2 calendar years. Well, I've been out of work, for the past 2 years. What was he doing during those 2 years? He was living with his parents. They paid for everything. I'm not knocking him. I'd love to do it. I wish I could, mooch off my parents. So I'm not knocking it. But he was very, I always talk about the timeline, the time frame, whatever, and you all criticize me. I know, as an American who's trying to get on Neat Bucks, I know that the first thing they say, tomorrow, if I go apply for Neat Bucks, Social Security, they'll say, okay, thanks. How much did you earn in 23 and 24? Give us all of your, W-2 forms from those years. And if you made too much, well, you don't qualify. So I'd have to wait another year and then say, I haven't worked in 2 years. I have 0 earning. Okay, you're approved now. That's what he did. He stopped working for 2 years, but he didn't actually get on Neat Bucks. He just, you understand? I'm not trying to be an asshole. It's just, I actually think about these things because I'm trying to, experience it. This is the 5-year anniversary of that nigger bitch trying to run me over. You might have seen them. You might have hung around them. You've never had to work with them. That's another thing. Like abos, I'm sure they're pieces of shit. I have no idea what it's like to have to work with an abo. And I think all the affirmative, you got some niggers who are nice, some who are lazy as shit. But the white boss man doesn't want to be called racist, so he dumps it all on the Spurg weirdo because he won't get accused of anything. And then the lazy nigger gets to walk around. Politics, I can't explain it to you. You haven't lived it. I don't care how many niggers you saw in Atlanta. I don't even feel like explaining it anymore. Yeah, but I'm not going to share it anymore because who gives a shit? You guys can't even follow. Why bother? All I'm saying is he didn't go right from suicide to Neat Bucks a few months later. It took 2 years, and he wasn't working. So who do you think paid his bills? How do you think he ate? Where do you think he lived? He lived with his parents. In fact, let's not even go down this road. I suppose. See, I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they're shit. I can theorize, I can speculate. I've never had to actually, I might go to Australia and say, wow, the abos are great. I might say, wow, these people are like niggers. But even so, I've never actually, it's not like I live in Australia. I'm going to live here the rest of my life. I gotta go to work. Oh, some fucking abo piece of shit's acting like an asshole, but the boss is afraid to touch him because political correctness. I don't know. That's the lived experience that a tourist wouldn't understand. So you would have to ask someone who lives it, because I don't know. I'm not Australian. Ask someone who lives it. I would never be so arrogant to claim I know what it's like to live that. I don't know. How the fuck should I know? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't care. Totem, when did you become a lookist? When did you become such a lookist, Totem? I thought you saw people's inner beauty. No, what's his name? You're wrong, Destroyer, because Rafterman Valley, he went to Australia once and he met some. He said you're wrong. He stayed in like a Abo reservation. He says you're wrong. He's been there. He's lived experience. He knows. Even though he lives in Maryland, he visited Australia once, and the Abos he met were nice. So therefore, he's concluded he knows all there is to know about living among Abos. Christ. All right. So is this all we're talking about tonight? I just want to take my mind off taxes. I am glad my stream was brought back up. Hopefully, it stays up because I think it was some weird, frivolous bullshit. But okay. Other than that. No, you're wrong. Rafterman stayed at one. Maybe you're not allowed to because you pissed them off. But no, you can. Rafterman knows. He's been there a couple times. So, Well, DBF, didn't you say that Don to remind you of your mother? So is your mother an Abo? Yeah, that's another thing. Like, not a lot of Indians here in Jersey. I remember when I went to South Dakota for the first time, I met the Indians and they seemed nice-ish, but they were like their version of niggers. So I get it, but I've never had to like work with Indians, American Indians, like, and the tribal laws and the this and the that. So I can I can observe and say, okay, I see, but I've never actually lived among them. So I really can't comment on what it's like to live among Indians day to day. I'm sure they are comparable. I'm sure Abos are shit, but I've never actually worked or lived with Abos or Indians. Okay. Want to see a funny joke? I guess let's try a funny joke. Let's do this. Okay. Now, where were we? That's just a joke. I'm just kidding around. I put him in. I'm not even bitter. It's just like I went to his stream, DBF, and I hadn't been there in a while. And it's okay to disagree. I don't mind if we disagree or even if we get at it because I like to debate, but they were getting nasty, like, you're wrong, I know all about it. I'm like, And then they banned me. It's like, we don't like what we're hearing, so let's ban him. And I was a little insulted. I'm like, I never get to catch your streams. I'm here once for, the stream was winding down, sure, but I'm like, oh, I haven't been here, cool. And it was like, they're all like just a bunch of like a little clubhouse of assholes, like the Lost Boys, the Naughty Children, like, the grown man child and his little his little butt buddy bitch boy as Dumb calls him. I hate to say it, but I felt like, what am I doing here? This is like some weird normie experience. So I'll never go back there. Now he's not permabanned. He can come back when his time up is out. But it's like, isn't that funny? What a joke. It's just a joke. Ha 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 ha. Okay. I mean, we're a clubhouse of assholes too, but a different type. I rarely ban people. It's more like retaliatory. Except that one time, what's his name? Mebanks ignored me like 3 times and I got pissed. My feelings were hurt. But that was only for 5 minutes. Yeah, but this is a joke. I'm just kidding with Destroyed by Foys. I still love him, but he needs a joke. So I'm returning the joke favor. That's why I don't make anyone a mod. I don't need a bitch boy to be my mod. Don't need. I don't care if someone kisses my ass. I'm actually worried. Like, why are you kissing up to me so much? So yeah, I don't have any mods, as you see, and I don't plan to ever have any. And again, who knows? You should make me a mod on your channel, Totem. Then I won't get banned when I use the wrong pronoun. How do you know Justice is a lady? That's very sexist of you. I'm a little offended, Totem. Totem, I think someone might need a timeout. No, I'm just kidding. All right, what else is up, people? I'm getting tired. Have we said all there is to say? Are we winding down now? Let's see. We joked around with our good boy Matthew in Australia. We talked about taxes. What else? I don't know what's her name went. Cassandra. Her grandmother's coming over and she's worried because I don't know. Something about grandma's kind of a bitch. And what else? I think we've covered all bases then. Okay. So should I read us a poem? Should I find a poem for us to read? What are we doing now? It's good. It's nice. It's like I'm not ready for bed, but I'm too tired to focus on something serious like taxes. So bullshitting with, the starlings is nice. Yeah, no, I want neat bucks. I know it's hard to get. If you go back, I'm not going to pull up now. One of my other streams, I actually show my diagnoses. I do have a slew of shit officially on paper. I'm officially, according to the Church of Modern Medicine, the arch priestess or archbishopess of the Church of Modern Medicine said that, yes, you are Asperg and ADHD and PTSD. And what's the other one? Minor. She claims there's minor alcohol abuse disorder. That one I'm not sure of. That one I dispute, but other than that, there was PTSD, avoidant personality, and GAD, generalized anxiety. So I've got a nice laundry list. At least it would help. It's not just one thing. It's like, because I told the bitch, she even said to me, she's like, I don't like to give too many diagnoses because I don't want to overwhelm people. And I'm like, I'm not a child. I want everything. I'm here. Whatever you can diagnose me with legitimately. She would not give me OCD, I've explained, because I don't have rituals. She said, because you don't ritualize. Even if you have obsessive thoughts, if you're not like washing your hands 10 times a day, I can't give that to you. But I say, guys, she told me she diagnosed a lot of children, a lot of adults. Not adults, like young adults, like teenagers, college kids. She doesn't want to overwhelm them. Like if someone's Asperger with PTSD and ADHD, like she's afraid if I give them too much, that'll overwhelm them. So I'll just give them one. And I said, that's fine for kids, but I'm here. Whatever I qualify for, do a fair assessment. So, yes, the winding down goal. What poem would you like? See, Endymion, is that how you pronounce it? Endymion. He seems to understand the beauty of poetry. Well, what are your disabilities? What do you have? I told you got to move to Jersey. That way your Fed monies go to me and your state monies go to me. So I expect you to move up here so you can help fund my Neat Bucks lifestyle. The money's got to come from someplace. You know what I mean? Officially diagnosed. Endymion, yes. Endymion, the amphibian. Okay, what else? Yeah, but I'm the guy who's been run over, strangled, fired from every fucking job I have just for being. I gotta start telling my stories. I might even edit a couple of my videos with my shrink. I'll show you him, but I'll edit. I think it's his name. I'll edit out his name so you don't bother him. I told him a couple stories, and maybe instead of repeating it all, I'll just upload them as videos, and you guys can watch. Well, I'm not offended. I'm just saying you should move here for two reasons. One, your tax monies will go to help me some more. And well, you can de-Guido this place. Do I look like a Guido to you? I mean, yeah, it's like saying everyone in West Virginia is a hillbilly. There are a lot of hillbillies, but not everyone. There's some regular people. Same thing here. There are a lot of the guinea garbage. Like this. There's a lot of that, but we're not all like that. Some of us are just everyday, regular Americans. Oh, you live in the Panhandle, or you live in the Tidewater? I can't remember. Or you live near like Bell? That's right. You live somewhere off 95 between Baltimore and DC, like Gunpowder Falls. So yeah, you live in. He does. Maybe my mother had an affair. He's kind of got that look. I agree. Brother Click does look kind of like mafioso, but no, but I certainly don't. So we're not all like that. Just like not everyone in West Virginia is a hillbilly, even though there's a lot of them. So I'm saying the stereotypes are true, but they're not universal. Yes, he does. He does sound like a mafia man. Yes, and he's got the look like you said. He can be the little Don Vito or whatever. Say hello to my little friend. Well, that was me. My father was a Laplander, clearly. You can see it in my eyes. You can see how squinty they are. Clearly, my father was the Laplander. Laplanders are the true Scandinavians, the true Nordics, the true owners of that land. Give it back to them. To us. Lap, 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 lap. Hmm. Uh, Today, like I said, because I was up doing taxes and I took those pills and I made dinner and I took a little nap. I didn't even want to see him. I was tired and out of it. And I'm talking to him about, then toward the end, it was getting a little heated. I was like, why is this happening? Explain to me, like, how does the punishment fit the crime? And he's like, oh, I got to go. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Oh, nonstop. That was earlier on the stream, the more boring part. The more early on in the session, the more boring part. I said, there's this Swedish, Norwegian, Laplander dude on the internet, and I mean, he's just like the center of my mind here. I was what I talked today was like a shit session. I don't even remember. It was like dull, boring crap. But I've had a few good ones. I just wasn't in the mood. I kind of wanted to cancel, but I'm like, well, he's like, by the time because I said last night I napped and I got up and I was doing stuff early morning hours and I stayed up most of the day doing taxes and shit and other paperworks and then I had dinner and then I napped and my time like I slept for a couple hours and I got up. I'm like, I got to look at the shrink. So I just wasn't, I wasn't in the mood to like even engage. So I honestly don't remember half the shit I talked about today, but it was, I did tell him something like the taxes, like I said to you guys in the past, I used to do. Now it's like I'm slowing down. I keep thinking about all these things that have happened to me. They preoccupy all the time I'm wasting. I want my agency back. And he's like, oh, well, maybe you don't want to do taxes because once you get done with taxes, then you have to do the inevitable, which is whatever, get a job or face my fears or whatever. I said, maybe. Okay, have we? Yeah, I guess that's funny. Doing taxes, it's daunting, but it has to be done. But it's, it's like, it's not even the taxes. I guess, I got other shit to do. I find another place to live, get out of this house, all this other crap. Still haven't dealt with all of my issues. I feel I'm getting worse, but it's like, I can't even bring myself. There's like no incentive to do anything. Why bother? I'm supposed to stay in my room all the time, but it's like, can't accomplish anything. So between my shrink and you guys is all the socialization I get. Well, like this old kike I see, he's in the 70s. He probably would have retired by now if telemedicine didn't exist. I've never met him in person. I've said to many times, I'd love to meet you in person. He's all, you might have to wear a mask. I'm not sure. I said, listen, I don't want to see you regularly in person. I understand you're old and don't want to do it, but once, just because you can. He's always like, you seem fine to me. I'm like, well, you see me online, sitting here in my house, talking to you about shit I want to talk about. If you saw me in real life, you might get like an impression, like a subconscious seeing my mannerisms or something. 3D is different than this online bullshit. So, and he's like, oh, we'll see. And he keeps putting it off. Thank you, guys. Cassandra, next time I see him, I'm going to say, hey, Shrink, I'd like to, well, not in the wintertime. I'd like to meet you in the spring. I want to come see you. He'll probably play we'll see. I'm going through a lot. He doesn't want to take clients anymore. And I asked him, I said, before COVID, pre-COVID, he was getting ready to retire, but he was still doing the traditional clients in the office kind of thing. And then COVID hit, and he decided, I can still keep making money, but I have to go to the office, like collect my shekels. So I asked him, I said, I've always known you on the internet. We've never met in real life. But what about your former patients who are still with you? I mean, ones who used to be in person who have moved to telemedicine. Have any of them ever said, hey, man, are you ever going to go back to in-person visits? He was like, well, a few ask in passing, but most are happy with the computer. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to see you all the time. I just once. I see you on the computer all the time, all these computer sessions. Let's do one real world, flesh and blood, 3-dimensional session, and then we can go back to computer. Well, I don't know. I think he's afraid of dying. I think he's like germophobic. I have no idea what the fuck his problem is. Yes, thank goodness for the internet. This is correct. It's a good racket. I'd love to be one, but I'm not tribe, so I don't think I'd be allowed in the club. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Is this a shrink or what kind of doctor? Your PCP, GP, or what? Your foot doctor or your dentist? What kind of medicine does your doctor practice? Mm. You're like an unknown a Manchurian candidate, no pun intended. Like, never mind. Well, at the same time, I think a lot of them dislike Obamacare because it forced them to. I know Obamacare has its problems, but I think part of it did force a lot of these doctors to take clients they might not want and stop gouging. So I think a lot of them are pissed. Like, man, I do $100 worth of work. I used to be able to charge 1,000. Now I can only charge 600 because of Obamacare. It's kind of what they sound like. Like, what I did is only worth maybe $100. I used to charge 1,000, but now Obamacare forces me to charge like 600 instead. That's kind of a lot of them complain about, having to not being able to be as greedy with. That's the next step. I'm getting on Obamacare. I'm unemployed. I should be able to qualify. Let's get on some Obamacare. Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. I'm slowing down. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I might dick around with some Nintendo. Maybe it's right over there, but I don't know how to set up the camera so you can watch me. See that there's a TV right there, and that TV has a Nintendo. I don't know if you can see the Nintendo, and then the Nintendo has a cartridge in it. A cartridge in it that has like 100. I don't know how many X amount of games. My brother got it from a coworker. Coworker was a lady, this older lady. She sold her Nintendo apparently. I don't know the whole story. You can ask him. He was talking. He's like, hey, I had to sell my Nintendo because I was sitting in the box, but I have some games. My brother's like, oh, we got a Nintendo. So she gave him this one cartridge. It's got like hundreds of games on it. So that's kind of cool. Something that's on one floor, 2 bedrooms, preferably 2 bathrooms, kitchen, a little living room. That's about it. Indoor washer dryer would be nice. Little condo place. But yeah, but it's an analog TV. It's a CRT analog TV. How would I connect? What do you call it? I guess do the audio out, the RCA out, but I don't have a converter, RCA to USB. So I would, because that's an old analog. You see it? That's just an old analog. Oh, crap. That's an old analog CRT, not HD, standard def television. Buddy, you okay? Brother Click, because of a schedule change, he's actually closing tomorrow, so he gets to sleep in a bit, which is cool. But I told him have a night off. He got kind of drunk and he's just sort of doing his thing. But I guess he's still awake. I hope he's okay. Oh yeah, I got the Betamax, which I'm missing a few of my old Betamax tapes. Yeah. Yeah, you probably be able to see the screen. The screen will all be, not pixelated, but all colors and glowing. Yes, look at the games. These games are like 30 years old now. We've just had them for years. I should show you my very first computer when I was a teenager. It's got Windows 95 on it. It's around the corner there, but it's plugged in, but I haven't used it in years. But again, this camera is too stationary. So maybe next time I stream, I always say I'm going to stream my app. There we go. I'm from the past. I'm here right now with you. Would someone from the past be doing this? Streaming, telling you, all over the world. Apparently. Okay, we're back. Cool. I don't know what's going on here. You've got this spinny wheel thing on my end. Do we freeze up? Are we blacking out? I could play the Nintendo and you can just like sit here and look at the bookshelf and listen to the sounds if you want, but it wouldn't be very entertaining. Oh shit, did we freeze up? Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Oh no, it's still working. Cool. All right. Anyone else have anything they want to say? Anyone want to come on and say hello for 5 or 10 minutes to give me something to do before I call it? I got one more beer because I'm just getting kind of You don't have to come on if you don't want to. I'm like I really can't think of anything to say. I wanted to break a study break from the taxes. It's good to see you people. It's good to joke around and kid and talk and socialize, but I'm getting like that point where it's like I'm kind of overtired. I wish I was more awake, but it's like I'm at that point where I'm so tired I can't sleep. I'm a liar and a thief. What else is going on? Yeah, I had the opposite dream. I dreamt that I was sleeping and couldn't wake up. I was like Rip Van Winkle. It was like a dream within a dream, a sleep within a sleep, and it felt like it lasted like 1,000 years, but it was probably only 5 or 6 hours. Hmm. You woke up completely rested, not tired at all. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I sleep a long time and I get up and I still feel exhausted, like I didn't sleep properly. That's just me, though. I'm sure it can. Kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? And that's a fair point. Like I told you, maybe destroyed by Foids is correct. Maybe it's all just Jew bullshit because when the neuropsych said you have autism, okay, and ADHD, okay, and PTSD, okay, and you've got generalized anxiety disorder, okay, and you've got avoidant, okay, oh, and you've got minor alcohol abuse disorder. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Maybe this is bullshit. Where'd you get that from? Minor alcohol abuse. Like this is bullshit. It's just Jew bullshit. It's all a lie. None of this is real. No such thing as alcoholism. Hmm. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Kevin. I saw you earlier. I joined our buddy DBF's chat, his stream, and it wasn't even what we were arguing about. It was the fact that I hadn't seen him in a long time. I can't remember the last time I caught him to streams, and he blocked me. My feelings were hurt, but he told me it was a joke. It was all in good fun. So as a joke back, I blocked him here for half an hour. But anyway, I don't know if you saw the video, my 1920s list, which I thought you would appreciate. It's a bit long. My 1920s stream, it's back up. There was some bullshit. There's a whole video. You can watch a little 10-minute video if you want or not. They were trying to say it was blocked for copyright infringement for like the 30-second, for these. They were trying to say that because you played a bunch of these, that this has to be blocked entirely. So I fought it. I made a whole video, a little 10-minute video about me fighting it, and immediately I think it came back up. Didn't it go back up? Didn't we just see it a minute ago? Here, let's take a look here. Yes. We're not going to watch a stream within a stream, but I will show you because I'm happy it came back up. I'm like, what is this shit? Why did it go down? You know what I mean? There we go. Someone died today. I didn't check. Anyone died today? We know. So we'll do that. And this was just prominent people born in the 1920s. So we'll get to that in a minute. But I was hoping if I'm going to go through this, should there be a few more people watching? I mean, what is this? You know what I mean? I thought, yes. What else is going on in the meantime? Let's see. What's in my pocket? My since died, so she's been crossed off. But you're right. Back in 2020, Betty White was on our list. Yeah.
She'll be in the honorable mention section.
If we get to that. 6.
Did that not post?
Did that not post? Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Okay, so it's 1926. And okay, again, none of them had their birthday yet. So there's a little preview. Now we were happy to do that. We've been keeping that list. And I'm like, this is like a very normie stream. We're talking about famous people. But I was told it was actually the most spurred thing I've ever done keeping these lists. But it was amazing how, I guess you have to be both culturally and age-wise of a certain. It's like you got these 30-somethings like Cassandra and Rafterman and Totem who had no idea who Angela Lansbury was. Forget Hugh Downs. They didn't even know who fucking, Barbara Walters was. I always said it was funny, Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters. They were born in the 20s. They died in the 20s, and they were on 2020. It's kind of funny, but you can't expect to know Hugh Downs if they don't even know who Barbara fucking Walters is. That's what I was dealing with that night. And that's not a criticism. It's just amazing how I was saying that was me and Brother Click. That was our grandparents' generation. A lot of those people were still prominent when we were younger, when we were growing up, and it's they had no idea. I mean, I think Cassandra knew who Dick Van Dyke was, but she had no idea who Barbara, like some of them, some very high, or Imelda Marcos. I'm not saying Imelda Marcos is something great, but I mean, you've never seen like the Beatles in the Philippines. I'm just like, but yes. But as you told me, me Banks, I didn't. Are you serious when you say Hugh Downs actually was a classical guitarist and he released a record? Because I never knew that. Cool. Leave a comment. Leave a comment. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Okay. Don't think of me as a man of culture who's an alcoholic. Think of me as an alcoholic who occasionally has interesting cultural, Yeah, I think you're right, Don. I think his problem really is his personality. I mean, he thinks he's being funny, but I'm like, dude, it's not even that we disagree. It's just I haven't been to your stream in so long. It's the first time I've caught you in like a couple months, and you banned me. I felt after all the times that you my I felt like hurt. I thought we were buddies. So I was a little upset, but he told me it was a joke. I said, okay, I'll see if he likes the humor. I felt like, geez, man, I haven't been in your stream in a long time, and wow. Anyway. That's what they were trying to argue. I think it was some kind of bullshit scam thing. Go watch the video. It's a 10-minute video. Go watch it. And I'm not going to make my own fucking music. Where are we? This sounds like a joke, but truth is stranger than fiction. I mean, anything's possible. But like I said, these people even know who Barbara Walters was. You think they knew who Hugh Downs was? They did seem to know Dick Van Dyke. A lot of them knew Dick Van Dyke, so I give him credit for that because he's still somewhat active. They know who Attenborough was, and Attenborough's still active. So, well, no, didn't we look him up? He was born in the 1930s, or he's dead already. You named a few people who were either too young or were dead, so you weren't much help. He didn't seem to understand the concept. But how could he understand the concept? I think there's also a cultural translation lost sort of thing. Yeah, I did have a good chat with Dumb last night. We texted back and forth. We actually talked for like 5-10 minutes. Not too long, but interesting things were learned. It was good to reconnect with James. Some things were learned. Fascinating stuff. Well, James said if you look up the word spurg, you'll see my face. So I guess, me and Matthew both made the dictionary there. Yes, Atten voiceover. Yes, that's correct. They didn't know him. All those, animal documentaries, they had no idea who Attenborough was, no idea who Angela Lansbury. Murder Show. I'm like, how do you know? It's like, and these people died recently or they're still alive, and it's like, All right, so where were we? Oh, yes, we're going to look up some Hugh Downs. Now, if this is true, I'll get a copyright strike, so we'll skip the Spanish guitar for now, but I'll look up some Hugh Downs later. Yes, I like it too. I think sometimes James doesn't realize I'm his buddy. I think, I guess, people get kind of sensitive, and I'm kidding around. They get upset. Other times, they misunderstand something I say, or they want to take me down a peg. I don't know. I think James sometimes misunderstands when I'm kidding around with him, but that's okay. Now, what is he up to tonight? Is he like what? Is he still on the road right now? I could use Gettysburg as an excuse. Go out to get up early, drive out to Gettysburg, look at the battlefield. About half an hour later, Gettysburg was a famous Civil War battle in Pennsylvania, one of the few battles in like a free state, for those who don't know. And Gettysburg is 3 hours. From where I am, I'm 3 hours to Gettysburg. Dumb is a half hour further west. So I could get up early, drive to Gettysburg, and then head over to, Waynesburg. I could do it, but I don't know. He wouldn't let me in the house. Probably he'd say, oh, the house is a mess. Let's go out to eat somewhere. So Part of me is tempted just to drive by or walk around his property when he's not there. Mega Man is one of the games, you know, all three of the Mega Mans on that. See, that's a Nintendo. That's an NES right there. And that black thing is a cartridge that my brother's coworker gave him. And, you know, had like all the Mega Mans, all the Kid Icarus, all the Double Dragons. It's pretty cool. Did not have Gauntlet, which pissed me off, but yeah. It didn't have everything, but had a decent size. All the Marios, had a pretty good selection. Mega Man is a video game for Nintendo. Mega Man, the fighting robot. Mega Man. Talking about Mega Man. I could show you, but I can't. I get a better camera, like you know. Do they have Wi-Fi cameras? Like I can stream on a Wi-Fi camera. I can get up and move it, so no wires. It would still be streaming, and I can like. Are there Wi-Fi cameras? You guys are gonna buy me one. If you want to see me stream Nintendo, you're gonna buy me one. Time to get that PO box. After I do taxes, I need to get a Wi-Fi camera. I got to do some e-begging. You know, if you all chip in, it's not that much, and you'll reap the benefits. Because I'm not a techie guy. If I had it, I'd only be using it for this. So if you want to watch me play old Nintendo on old cathode ray tube TVs, then buy me one of these Wi-Fi cameras, and I'll hook it up, and I'll start here, and then I'll move over there, and and you can tell me. You can tell me if it's going well or not. What the hell's going on here? I got something weird in front of me here. There we go. No, Mega Man. Never mind. Wait, what do you mean literally Mega Man? What? Well, no. See, but the game isn't on the computer. It's on the TV, the old cathode ray TV that I don't know how to connect to a computer. I understand. Now, you're going to buy me a Wi-Fi camera. In fact, whatever you think I should get, you're going to buy for me. Sounds good. Okay, we'll start passing the collection pot. Yes, that's a cathode ray TV. Nintendo looks great on it because Nintendo was designed for it. Nintendo looks great. You see that damn thing? Cathode ray TV, cathode ray tube, CRT. Oh well. I've got a tripod. I do. It was actually for like an old camcorder, but I could probably screw a cell phone on it. But no. Now you guys have to get me help me get modern. Okay, well, this was fun. This was enjoyable. This was, let's see here. All right, where were we? Yeah, this was a nice little stream. I think it went okay-ish. I was just browsing other websites. Where are we? Okay. Have we accomplished all there is to accomplish? Cassandra was all stoked for the stream, but she sort of, tripped off. I'm not even sure who James Rolfe is. I don't even know who he is. Some video game guy? I don't know. I don't follow these people. You've been quote unquote doing shit. Hello? I'm streaming. I expect your undivided attention. No, I'm just kidding. How does this get you through anxiety? Explain to me. First, what anxiety do you have? And how is this going to be bullshit about crap? I guess you realize there are people worse than you and you feel a little better about your life. Is that what I do? Oh, someone has it worse than me. I can feel better about myself. Is that what I am to you? Okay, now I figured you out, Cassandra. Okay. Send it to my P.O. box. I'll post my P.O. box next time. I'm going to P.O. box. You can send it to me. Well, Donda, like I said, my tax documents were coming in for the past few weeks. I finally got around to doing it today. I haven't finished, but I got sort of no homework. But no, I wish they could. But I still, when I think, yeah, I'm getting my agency back. But Dumb gets it. That's one thing I do like about him. He knows what it's like, the anxiety, the depression. I'm glad he's come out of his funk. But I can relate to him on that level. He knows it's like when you have the crippling, inability to do. Oh. Okay. Well, here's some blah, blah, blah background noise for you. Well, I mean, he's got a girlfriend halfway across the world. He's serious about selling his house. He lost some weight. Yeah, I'd say he's not as funky. Maybe he's still in the funk, but not as deep in the funk. Yeah, just like that. Oh, by the way, Me Banks. I forgot to tell him. I'm glad. Okay, so number one, my 1920 stream is back up. You don't have to watch it if you don't want, but you see it because you were the one who tipped me off that it was blocked again. It is up, correct? Also, last time James was streaming, you weren't there, but we were joking about meeting up, and I said, he was like, I said, oh, we can meet up in Bethlehem. We can see Me Banks, and he was like, Me Banks is from Bethlehem? I didn't know that. I thought he knew you were a fellow Pennsylvanian. He's like, Lehigh Valley is only a couple hours from me. And I'm like, well, it's only about an hour from me. So if you're willing to drive a couple hours, you can meet up in Allentown or something like that. Not that there's anything great there, but, well, we're living here in Allentown. And they've taken all the coal from the ground. Out in Bethlehem, they're killing time, filling out forms, standing in line. And I'm right. Cousins who lived in Wilson, which is right next to Easton, right across the bridge there. Every time we go there for Christmas or Easter, I would always think, well, we're waiting here in Allentown for the Pennsylvania we never found. Point is, up the interstate, James can get to Lehigh Valley in about a little over 2 hours, 2.5 hours. I can be there an hour and change, so you never know. Yes, Lansbury. Where's Amy Beth? It's only about an hour for me. Hour, not even an hour and a half. I could be in Easton easily in under an hour, and then to push off to Beth, probably about an hour or so. So I could see you in an hour, and if those two want to, we can all meet up in. Sounds good. We'll meet up in Palmer at that. Isn't there that 24-hour Walmart? We'll meet at that Walmart at 3 a.m. Sounds good. Yes, Donda, very good, very good. You've heard the song, but you've probably never been to Allentown, Pennsylvania. It's nothing worth singing about. I'll tell you that much. But Joel was great. We're going to see our cousins. It's called the Lehigh Valley, Easton, Bethlehem, Allentown, Lehigh River, right over the Jersey border. That whole Billy Joel really summarized. Well, we're waiting here in Allentown for the Pennsylvania we never found. I guess you have to, be from the area, have an idea of the area to fully get it. But that was a great song. Yeah, but I'd be violating him and he would know it was me. And then I'd probably put it on YouTube and he'd be like, someone broke in my home. It was occupational cook. Whoa. Endymion, am I making you sleepy? Am I boring you? Are you going to go? No, I'm just kidding. Good night. Well, that's cool. I've never seen Billy Joel in concert, but I've been to Allentown. I don't think either are worth boasting about. What year was that, Donda? How old were you? You're like 17, 18, 16. How old were you? We'll do the math. Well, the graduations hang on the wall, but they never really helped us at all. No, they never taught us what was real. Iron and coke, chromium steel. And we're waiting here in Allentown. That whole Lehigh Valley has a feel to it. You know, Mebanks lives it. He knows what I'm talking about. So you're like 12 years old? Oh, I just sneeze. 12 years old or so? Wow. That was when he came to Sydney? Played the Opera House? Thank you. Why don't you say God bless you? I remember as a kid, people would say God bless you. Now it somehow became bless you. They leave the God part out. But what, you don't want God to save me? Yes. The famous Sydney Entertainment Center, the SEC. I forget what it was called. I went with my cousins once. Was it in Bethlehem or out? One of them might have been Allentown. They had some kind of like summer they used to do that every year, like some kind of summer concert, and occasionally some prominent bands would play. Usually a bunch of shit bands. I remember going with them one summer. I forget what it was called. I can't remember. It wasn't Easton. Was it Bethlehem or Allentown? There was some kind of like this concert festival week, and I don't know. My cousin's like, oh, they got some cool bands. Like, Green Day came through. I'm like, okay. But it was just, when I went, it was a bunch of shit, nothing bands. But, yeah, I remember that. It was some kind of street festival. I remember, you're triggering your memory. They wanted us to go. We went with them one year, and it was, yeah, is it Eastern or Allen? One of them, somewhere in Lehigh Valley. I remember going one summer. I went with my cousins, and it was okay, but it wasn't anything spectacular. They told me you'll never know, like a really famous band might show up. Pearl Jam might show up. And I went, it was just a bunch of nobodies. But it was like a whole festival, and we were walking around, and I think it was it Allentown or Bethlehem? I can't remember. I can't remember now. It was over 30 years ago. I don't remember. I don't care. Fine, Muskfest. Yes, whatever. Whatever. There was this band, they're called the Carrot Tops. They were supposed to play. They weren't that big, but they were kind of known, the Carrot Tops, but they didn't show up. I remember it was just a bunch of like nothing bands. I remember thinking like, but it was like a free festival thing, like the streets. It wasn't Easton, was it? I can't remember if it was Allentown or Bethlehem. It was one or the other. It was somewhere there about. EBA, I call it. I know the area well, and I have no desire to go there unless it's to meet my buddy Dumb. Unless Dumb is going to bring Donda. And we're all going to hang out with Amy Beth and Kevin Mebanks. We'll all meet up in, wherever. I think it must have been Bethlehem. It must have been Music Fest. I think it was Bethlehem Music. It wasn't a blues thing. It was Bethlehem's Music Fest. This was like 30 years ago, man. I was like probably like 13, 14. So 30-ish years ago. They wanted to go. They said, oh, we went last year. We saw Green Day. I'm like, okay. But there were no like impressive bands, but it was okay. Yeah, I went to that once. My cousins insisted I walk around with them. So I did that. It was me being social for that summer day. It was, but I think there were some, they said hot dogs. And there were different venues around, as I recall, you could walk up. It was just to promote, tourism and shit. Yeah, it must have been Music Fest in Bethlehem, I would say. Yes. Yeah, all that. Yes. Performance art. Yes. It must have been Bethlehem then. You're right. Which is where you live. All right. We're all going to meet up for Music Fest. When's Music Fest? I haven't been there in 30 years. When's Music Fest this year? Yeah, 30 years ago, as a fucking teenager, I thought, this is meh. That's exactly what I thought. They hyped it up, and I went there, and I was like, meh. Yeah, it must have been the Bethlehem Music Fest. Yeah, I just remember thinking like, it was okay, but it was nothing great. It's totally doable, man. I can get to Bethlehem very easily. James might take another hour and a half to get there, but he can do it. He likes to drive, and I don't know where Amy Beth is from, but she can hang out. Whatever. Yeah. So okay. So Kevin Mebanks, you got to be the host. You got to be the host, man. You got to host us all. We saw at your place. You got plenty of room, man. So you got to host us all when we come to Bethlehem. August 9th. You want to know what year I was there? Yes, it was 1990 something. 1996, maybe 5 or 6. Because Green Day, Dookie was out. The Dookie album was out. It was like a year or so later. And my cousin claimed that Green Day went the year before they got famous. So a famous band might come through and like it was nothing special. I don't know if any of those bands ever became famous that I saw, but he said Green Day was here last year and they became famous the following year, some shit like that. So it was like right before Green Day got big, or right around the time Green Day it was like the year or two after that. So whatever year that was. But what day is it this year in 2025? Why would Kevin feel pressured? If anything, his heart would be overflowing with love for all like his online family. We'll take a bunch of pictures. We'll post it. He'll show us where he works. We'll print up a big poster and mail it to his workplace, and his coworkers can hang on the wall. They can say, "You're Kevin Mebanks." Yeah, I don't even know where that is. What county is that in? Is like Carbon? Where the hell's Myersville? I don't even know where that is. Some place out in the middle of nowhere to me. Jersey's a little tiny shithole, but when you're from here, this is like the center of the universe, and I can picture Bethlehem, Allentown, but some middle of nowhere, godforsaken place like in Myersburg. But when I was a kid, we used to go to Crystal Caves or to what's it called? Occasionally, we drive out to Hershey Park. I guess maybe I passed through it. I don't know, Myersville. I don't know. Okay, so what are we doing now? Okay. When things slow down, I'm like, eh. Well, all those games are for the old Windows 95 computer, which is over there. We just kept them for posterity. I don't know if these will even run on, Windows 10. Those are all for the other computer over there. It used to be here, the Windows 95 computer from my teenage years, which, ugh. Well, good for him. Good for him. Okay. Was Green Day there one year? I could have sworn they claimed that Green Day came through. Oh, whatever. Ooh, good card. Yeah, I would love to see Hootie. Why not? Yeah, I'll see some Hootie. The Blowfish come with him, or he just comes by himself? Because Didn't he launch a country career or some shit like that? He thinks he's the new Charlie Pride. It's like, if I'm going to go see Hootie, I want to hear him sing to me. I want him to look right at me and say, hold my hand, want you to hold my hand, hold. I want to love you the best that I can. Yesterday I saw you standing there. Face red, tears red, eyes red, no comb had touched your hair. I said, get up and let me see you smile. Walk the road together. Walk the road a while, 'cause I want to run with you. You know, those of us of a certain age, I remember the first time I heard that song on the radio, I think I was like 12 or 13, and I assumed it was some white guy. And then I saw him on TV. I'm like, holy shit, Hootie's black? Wow. I thought it was a white guy when I first heard that. Hold my hand, want you to hold my... Then it's settled. Donda is coming to visit Dumb in August, and we're all going to meet up in Bethlehem for the Music Fest. Regardless of who plays, just, being there together will be fun for all of us. Okay, we have a plan being formulated. It's only, how far from Waynesboro to Bethlehem? He claims 2 hours. I'd say more like 2.5 easily, 2.5 to 3. I can be there in about an hour. Yeah, we can do this, Okay, so me Banks, he'll get the propane grill out. Propane grill. He'll make us some burgers and shit, and we'll go to Music Fest, and we'll walk around Bethlehem, and we'll all hang out. Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll crash there that night. I know you do. You've shown us. Yes. Okay, so we have a plan in the works now. Donda, Dumb's got to get vacation time in August, but he's not going to Australia. You got to come here, and he'll drive you up to Bethlehem, and I'll meet you guys, and we'll hang out at me Banks' place. And we'll go to Music Fest in Bethlehem, and we'll see Hootie. Okay, we got a plan. We've got a plan. This can be done. Yes. I mean, you're all welcome to come. Kevin Means has plenty of space, but I don't know if these Arizonans can make it. But, Dumb's down there in South Central Pensy, and I'm in Central Jersey. I can be very easily. Yeah, we can. This can be done. Okay, we're all meeting at Meadbanks. Music Fest 25. Okay, cool. Maybe we'll start a very short-lived super band, and we'll play a song or two. Yeah, this could work. You got all your instruments, right? He sure is. He goes to Bethlehem like 3 or 4 times a year. He loves Bethlehem. And we're not talking about Israel. We're not talking about Holy Trek. No, he loves Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Can't get enough of it. He's there every Christmas lighting the tree and putting up those big lights, etc., etc., etc. Okay, cool. So we got a plan. It's been decided. Me Banks is hosting us at his house in Bethlehem, and we'll all go to Music Fest. Cool. I can do that very easily. Me and Brother Click can get there very easily. Just give me the address. I can get to Bethlehem. Just tell me what street you're on. And we'll be there. And these idiots will show up, and we'll... I remember that song. The guy was black. She likes me for me. I never liked that, but that guy was black. What about, what's it called? Seven Dust? Was it Seven Dust? I can imagine to be like you, the pain and the suffering you put me through. I can imagine to be like you, the pain and the suffering. I can imagine to be like you, the pain and suffering I go through. Yeah. Stabbing West, it was one of those bands. Remember that? That was a black dude. They were like metal-ish, like metal rock. And that was a black guy. I can imagine to be like you, the pain and the suffering you put me through. I can imagine to be like you. I actually like that one. It was catchy. That dude was black, right? Well, I don't know, because if I ask him, he'll say, why do you want to know? And I'll tell him, well, me and Donda and Brother Click and Dumb and maybe Amy or whoever are meeting up at Meadbanks. He'll want to come. I'm not trying to be a snob, but do we really want him killing our buzz? We'll be walking around looking at bands playing and trying to find Hootie, and he'll want to tell us, all about, the boundary between Lehigh and Northampton County wasn't permanently established until... And if you want, that's fascinating shit. I wouldn't mind talking about that on a stream, but I don't see, it's like there's a time and place. It's not that I don't enjoy that kind of stuff, but when I'm having a burger at Mebanks' place and having a beer, we're going to go watch Hootie, I don't want to talk about the nuances of the Lehigh Northampton County border. You know what I mean? Wait, which one had all those names sound familiar. Stabbing Westward, Blessed Union Souls. They all sound familiar, but I saw that video, Mebanks, where you were grilling in the snow, and I was impressed, but I felt upstaged because I'm too much of a pussy. As much as I love to have grill up a burger, I can't be bothered. But well, you won't be able to get a visa in time. I heard you're on a do not fly list. Well, he's not allowed to set foot in. He's on a do not fly list as a whole thing. So yeah, he won't be here. He won't. Well, he'll be with us in spirit. Well, he can come on. We'll call him. He can be on the phone briefly, but no, he's not going to physically be there. He wouldn't be able to get here on time. And I think with all the red tape, I don't think he'll ever be able to get to this country. But Donda, you got to get to Pennsylvania by August, and you got to get dumb to get you up to Bethlehem so we can all go to Music Fest. Why take a boat? Why not just float? Totem, float him. He can drift. Bump, totem, float him. Never mind. Float some, jet some. What? I really don't want to talk about it because I'm afraid the FBI, a whole thing, it's just bad. The answer is bad. Well, it wasn't like he didn't attack. It was computer shit, spy. Yeah, bad. Bad stuff. Stuff that, like Snowden kind of stuff. Stuff that might exile you to Russia kind of stuff. So I'd rather not go there. Okay. Well, we all know that. She was asking what you did to get on the no-fly list, and I don't want to go into detail. We all know about the dick pics. We have the dick pics, man. And yeah, I've seen better dick pics from you. Not your best work, man. I was disappointed. I'm like, this can't be Totem. This is just two. This is. I've seen so much better from him. Like Totem and Snowden. Well, I can get out to Kutztown. That's not too much further. I remember, Kutztown is known for that fucking community college that they call a university, that losers who you flunk out. No offense if you went there. Or Kutztown University. It's like a fucking, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we'll meet at the grounds. No, I want to go to Music Fest, damn you, not Kutztown. Or do you want to go to Crystal Cave? What's it called? Crystal Caves. We'll walk around, look at little crystals shining in the cave roof or cave wall. We can go to Crystal Caverns, Crystal Caves, whatever the fuck it's called. Well, you saw the pics. It was, you know what it could have been versus what it was. Oh, wait, Mebanks. I thought you wanted to meet up at that ice cream place, that ice cream joint in Hopewell. We can meet there next summer. Have an ice cream cone. It'll be fun. We'll sit around, lick our cones, and talk about it right by the Pennington Circle. You know the one, whatever that place was called. I can't remember the name of it. We'll meet up there if you want. You've always wanted to go there. You never got a chance. I've never been there either. I've driven by it many times. I've never been there. We can go to that ice cream place, that ice cream parlor, little hole in the wall shit shack you want to go to. Cream King on 31. Yes, we can go. We can Cream King and then we can go to the ice cream parlor. We'll get together at Cream King, and then we'll go to Cream King. But well, the name like Cream King. I mean, yeah. Yes, we'll go to the Cream King on 31 by the Pennington Circle. I'll meet you there one day. Sounds good. Sounds like fun. Yes, the Cream King. I keep hearing so much about. You've never been there. How do you know if it's good? It's probably just some like fucking shit ice cream and maybe a stale hot dog. How do you know it's even that good? Did anyone you know ever go there? It could just be some shit. Yeah, you just think it sounds cool. The Cream King might taste like shit for all we know. I don't know. Yeah. Well, we were going to Music Fest, but now apparently we're going to fucking Hopewell, Pennington to go to the Cream King. So plans have changed again. Like first we're at Music Fest. See, Donda doesn't know the geography. We're going to be at Bethlehem for the Music Fest. Then we're going a bit further west to Kutztown. But then let's go further east into Jersey and go to the Cream King. So I don't know. I'm still not sure where we're meeting up yet, but it'll be somewhere in that general vicinity. All right. So are we doing Music Fest? Are we doing Kutztown University? Are we doing Crystal Caves? Are we doing the Cream King? I mean, what are we doing? Well, if we do the Cream King, we got to go down and watch, go to the Delaware where Washington crossed and just to stand there and say, wow, a couple centuries ago, Washington came this way. Well, no, the Cream King's on the Jersey side, but it's close to where Washington, never mind, somewhere hereabouts, yes. But now, see, I see, here's what bothers, see, this is what I'm talking about geography, somewhere in Pennsylvania. No, we're not going to meet up in Gettysburg or York even. No, she doesn't understand what Pennsylvania is. Dumb lives in South Central Pennsylvania, near to Hagerstown, Maryland. He practically lives in Maryland. Okay, he's effectively almost in Maryland with your buddy. What's his name? Rafterman. So Dumb, even though Dumb and Kevin are both in Pennsylvania, for all intents and purposes, Dumb is in Maryland, and Kevin is like Jersey adjacent. So think of Kevin as like in my neck of the woods, and think of Dumb being close to Maryland. I can't explain. How do I explain geography to an Australian who doesn't know American geography? Yes. I take a piss and, get another beer. But you guys talk amongst. Yes, exactly. Like I said, these Europeans. Oh, you and Dumb are both Pennsylvanians. Why don't you get on a train and go see them? I'm sure it'll only take you 20 minutes. It's like they have no concept. They have no clue. They can't picture Bethlehem, Allentown. They can't picture Gettysburg, they can't picture it. They can't picture the Cream King in fucking Hopewell. Oh wow, that took me more than a minute. Man, I'm slow. All right, have we decided where we're meeting up here? Yeah, I should try to show a map, but give me a minute. I'm pouring a beer right now. Maps don't really mean much if you can't picture distance. I mean, we'd have to have a superimposed map on a part of the world like put Pennsylvania over like, your section of New South Wales to give you some concept of, I don't know. Well, that'll be separate. I'll come visit you, just you and me for Christmas. We'll walk around, look at the pretty lights in Bethlehem. Well, no, I think it was getting the beer. I had to go in the fridge. I'm like, oh, I find a cold and a couple. I put some warm beers in, and I found two in the back that were cold. I'm like, oh shit. Most of I grab one. I hate drinking warm beer when I don't have to. I mean, if all I had was warm beer, I would drink it, but I want a cold beer. If they're there. Yeah, let's put things in perspective. Let's think of time. Yes, if Kevin Mebanks wanted to go visit Dumb, it would take him about 3 hours. It would take 3 hours to get from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, to Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Even though they're both in the same state, it's about a 3 hour trek, a 3 hour drive, a 3 hour drive. Now, Mebanks, how long would it take you to get to the Cream King in Pennington there? Roughly hour and change, hour and 20, hour and a half tops. Long story short, I'm an hour and change from Mebanks. Mebanks can see me in an hour and a half. It would take him like 3 hours or more to get to Dumb. So just putting things into geographic perspective, time spent in the car. Like I said, I had cousins, in Wilson, which was Northampton County, and but kind of by Lafayette University. So I know the whole. I always call it EBA, Easton Bethlehem, Allentown, Lehigh Valley. I know where Mebanks is from. It's very close. I've been there many times. It's just it's not nothing special. Whereas Waynesboro is a trek. You're going for a drive. Okay, Waynesboro is a trek out there. Did you miss all that? I explained all this shit. Christ, I'm not repeating any of that shit. Well, that would be like Afreda or something, but Mebanks is like. I actually gave probably like the most important speech, like a little 1 minute speech about driving and geography, and I don't repeat it. I mean, that's when you go to get your beer. No, we were saying if Mebanks wants to go see Dumb, it's like over 3 hours. So, Bethlehem to Waynesboro, even though they're both in Pennsylvania, you're looking at least 3 hours or so in a car. Just putting that into perspective. Great. That's great, man. I'm great. I'm happy to hear it. Well, I was, because I came back and I saw your thing about a map and I was explaining distances and driving. To hell with it. What did James think about us all meeting up in Bethlehem for, Music Fest, all hosted by Mebanks? Because he said, he'll host us all. He'll cook us some burgers and we'll walk down and look at the street performers and all that shit. No, it's not terrible. But the thing is, I always feel like Dumb drives for a living. You think on his day off, he wants to go for a 3 hour trek, but maybe he does. He'll do it for us. Yes, he'll do it for us. DBF, he can come back now. I think I timed it out for 20 minutes or so as a joke. I was being silly, but that was 20 minutes ago. So he should be able to come back. Beppis, I think she's not too happy with me. Several people told me she's upset because I don't know. I know what her problem is. She's very finicky. You know how they are. Spurgets. I doubt it. We're talking this summer, not 3 summers from now. No. And remember, it's our summer. It's winter in Australia. So, Donda, to get away from the winter, you can come here in August. James will drive you to Bethlehem and we'll all meet up at Mebanks' place. Yeah. Dumb didn't even know Mebanks. He didn't even know you were from Bethlehem until I told him last night. It's like, does no one pay attention to anybody's anything? I mean, Christ. I got Doggo Food Frodo asking me what state I live in, and this house. I'm like, how many times? I know he's a Jew from Los Angeles whose mother was born in Hungary but grew up in Israel, came here as a kid. His father's like a true blue Brooklyn Jew. I know his backstory, just not even paying attention. How many times do I have to tell you what state I'm in? It's like ridiculous. Some people, I thought I had ADHD. Well, no, that's her horse thing, but that doesn't start till she might. I don't know what time she starts. She's probably getting ready to go there. Yeah, at the horse farm or whatever. Told him, what the hell are you talking about? It's humor. He banned me from his chat or his stream. I banned him from mine. It's a joke between friends. Told him, don't meddle. You don't understand our relationship. Destroyed by Foids and I have a very complex but very loving, friendly relationship. You can't muscle in on it. What did you call that? A Liverpool kiss? Or what was that thing you called that? A Liverpool salute or whatever? How do you know that? You talked to her 2 hours ago? She didn't tell me that. Now I'm getting upset. See, she didn't inform me. I didn't know. See, I don't know. I don't know. There might be a lag. Am I typing too fast or too slow? What's the problem? Also depends on how drunk or sober I am. Yep, one finger at a time. You want to hear a quick story from when I was in high school? Yes or no? It's about typing. Would you like to hear the story or no? If not, we'll talk about something else. Am I typing too fast or too slow or what? That was the problem. Okay, so we've got yes, yes. Oh, it's something special. When I was in high school, I forget what age I was. I must have been 10th or 11th grade. I must have been like 16, 17. There was this course. I'm not going to explain American high schools to people. You figured it out. They were offering this elective. It was learning how to like do the Microsoft 97 suite. I think it was the 97 suite just come out. I was like 15, 16. And I was learning how to type, learn how to do Excel, learn how to do PowerPoint. Publisher didn't exist yet. It was like this class, and I took it because I wanted to learn, but it wasn't required. It was just an elective. I think like a year or two later, the state of New Jersey made it mandatory. They said everyone born after a certain date must take this course so they know how to type before they graduate high school. Like I didn't have to take it. I was exempt, but I took it to learn as an elective. The state made it mandatory because so many kids didn't know how to type. Nowadays, once again, high school kids don't have to take it because they all know how to type from the fucking cradle. So there was a point in time where if you're old enough, you didn't have to learn how to type. If you're young enough, you don't have to learn how to type. You already know how to do it. There's that one period in time where the schools were mandating we need these teenagers to know how to type before they graduate high school. And I was old enough that I was exempt, but like my brother had to take it. It wasn't a bad course, but it was still a thing then. A lot of teenagers didn't know how to type if you didn't have computers at home or whatever, because it wasn't commonplace or extant. I thought it was funny. Like I didn't have to take the course. Those behind me did. I don't know how long it lasted for, but eventually as time went on, kids already knew how to type in like kindergarten, so you didn't even need the course. So it wasn't required. Then it was. Now it's not anymore because it's totally like moot. Kids know how to type from the cradle. But there was a point in time where the state was worried. A lot of kids are graduating high school. They don't know how to type. They don't know how to work a computer. Oh my God. So it became mandatory, but I was still too old for it, but I took it as an elective. Yeah, I'd like to, but I don't know how to. My life is a total fucking waste and a mess. Yes, we've discussed this before, haven't we? Something's wrong with you, Cassandra. Something is wrong with you. Something's really wrong with you. Well, that's a good point. In a way, it's funny. You're right. They've gone to like tablets and devices and shit. So okay, maybe we need that course again. Maybe we have to have that course back. You're right. Yeah, lucky you. Lucky you. We didn't have computers in second grade. Wow. If he did, he wouldn't be here. That's why I'm like, okay. Run again. I appreciate your concern, but I don't got any bucks. Why I get through this? It's like but as I was saying earlier, you weren't here. There's like little to no incentive to want to do much of anything anymore. But yeah. How many people are talking about shit with each other? That's cool. I'm looking at a map. That's cool. I lost interest at some point, but okay, cool. Computer class. That's great. I'm happy for you. You didn't get nuked. I was joking, man. It's a joke. Relax, man. Friendly back and forth. Sure. Why not? Let's do it. I think I went away to get a beer or take a piss. You were saying something about a blonde wig and you meant Dolly Parton. I couldn't follow. What duet was I supposed to do with him? I can't remember. Met into his head. No, it was just a joke. Relax. What duet are we doing? You know what song I would love to do with him? I'm going to sing this one, and Cassandra can put it on her list if I remember the lyrics. I know I stand in line till you think you have the time to spend an evening with me. And if we go someplace to dance, I know that there's a chance you won't be leaving with me. And after all is said and done, the words are through. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I can see it in your eyes that you despise the same old lies you heard the night before. Do, 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 do. And though it's just a line to you, for me it's true and never seemed so right before. Do, do. I practice every day to find some clever way, clever lines to say to make the meaning come true. But then I think I'll wait till the evening gets late and I'm alone with you. Something right, and then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. I want to do that one instead. I've changed my mind. We're doing that song. You know, if a father-daughter can do it and they can do it in The Simpsons, then Dumb and I can do it. Yes, tell them to learn lyrics. We're going to do a duet to that one. Yeah, no. See, Islands in the Stream, that was more than a duet. That was like Dolly Parton with all three Bee Gees. So that was like a foursome, a quartet. No. Islands in the Stream is no. Yeah, we'll do that. Ghetto superstar, that is what you are. One of the first black chicks I found really attractive was that chick with the glitter in her hair. Maya was her name, or Mia. She had that shit in her hair. It's like, she was sexy when I was like fucking 16. Ghetto superstar, that is what you are. Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah, that was interesting. You did 99 Miles from LA paired with the Curb Your Enthusiasm music. Interesting. No, she was. She was in one banging negress. I complain about nigger bitches, but there are some colored girls I'd fuck. Little milk in the the coffee there. Yeah, she was good looking back then, definitely. Yes, of course I'll be Nancy. That's fine. I'll put the blonde wig on. I'll be Nancy. I don't mind. I just want to do. I don't care who I play. I don't want to. I've changed my mind. I want to do that song. And then I go and spoil it all by saying something stupid like I love you. We were, and then this asshole came with his pea shooter and he shot me out. Yeah. Okay, so Donda is here, and Matthew is back. Are we coming on? Are we having our own trio here? Who's coming on? Let's have Matthew and Donda break bread. We can do this. Or that. I'm just the moderator. Yes, your social life never ceases to amaze me. Must be nice. Oh, come on. Find a reason to excuse yourself. Donda, don't be a Debbie Downer. That's what I'm saying. You get upset. I'm not trying to criticize you. It's an honest observation. I'm not even making fun of you. It's like, okay, you're going to your buddy's wife's. It's not even your friend. Your friend's wife's party. Then you're going to a normie dinner. Then you're doing this. It's like you have so many social functions. I'm jelly. I'm totally jelly. You know how lucky you are. So yes. Yeah, that's what I've always said. Yeah, I'm jelly. Hey, use what you got. Don't try to be like, no, I'm a spurg too because I couldn't look at this girl in the eye. Okay, but your fourth or fifth social outing this week. I mean, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Oh, I'm a spurg, but spurgs don't exist. It's like, dude, if you were a spurg, you wouldn't be at your fucking fifth social function for the the evening. But oh well. And I'm jelly. That's not criticizing. I'm not saying I'm a spurg, you're not. You don't want to be a fucking spurg. It's a miserably lived experience. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to hear Cassandra tell us how she's a spurg too now. A spurgette. Okay. Things are going to get interesting. No, he only has two. Again, I pay attention. He's got an older sister, full-blooded. Parents split up. Father remarried, and he's got another half-brother, half-sister with, the stepmother. So he's one of four from his. He's got one full-blooded older sister, and then two younger half-siblings, a brother and a sister, if I'm correct. So there's four of them, all produced by the same man with two different women. Right. You got two younger brother, younger sister, and you got the one older full-blooded sister. I pay attention. Jeez. Hair's starting to get long. It's coming in now. Look at this. I might be able to comb it pretty soon. Barba Papa was some cartoon you were telling me about. You're trying to say Barabajangle by Donovan Leitch? Yes, I think you are. All right, I'm going to sing another song now. He had white horses and femboys by the score, all dressed in satin, waiting by the door. Ooh, what a lucky man he was. Ooh, okay, I don't have the vocal range for that one. White lace and feathers, they made up his bed on a gold covered mattress on which he was led. Ooh, what a lucky man he was. Okay, not my finest hour there, but okay. Yes, that's Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Good job, Sloth. No, but I can try. I can start. Cockatoo Twins? No, I've never heard of them. I'll start listening. The Cockatoo Twins. I do know the Thompson Twins. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. You're talking about Chris Dubbs from Perth. You want to ask him that effing a male to female tranny was like a tunnel of gummy bears? Okay, so Destroyed by Foids likes bussy. He likes pre-op femboys. Apparently, you're saying Chris Dubbs likes men who have fully transitioned. Is that what you're talking? I never asked. What did I call him? Cockatoo, cocktaw. What is it? Cocktaw, T-O-E, cocktaw. If I can't pronounce it, I'm not going to listen to it. But I'm not the one asking these questions, man. He's talking about, Banks is talking about, male to female gummy bears and cocktoes and whatever the hell else. I didn't go in this direction. You guys want to talk about cocks and toes and gummy bears? Well, gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. Great adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. Dashing and daring, courageous and caring, faithful and friendly, with stories to tell. Something they sing all through the forest. They sing out in chorus, marching along as their song fills the air. Gummy bears. Yeah, I'm actually not. Neither of us opened this door. This is me, Banks here. I'm singing this song. I don't know if you guys have Gummy Bears, TV show, cartoon show in Australia. I don't know. And some of you might be too young to remember. Me, Banks, you must remember Gummy Bears, gummy berry juice. Never mind. That light's kind of flickering. I know the bulb is dying, or if there's like a presence. Okay, wow. What? I mentioned Gummy Bears, the cartoon show, and what? No, I never watched that show. No. I know the guy from The Ropers was in it, who was later on the Gary Shandling show. Whatever the fuck his name. The tall, bald guy. Was it Tibor? Whatever his name is. I can't remember. It was something with a T. The bald guy who was on The Ropers, and then he was on the Larry Sanders Show with Gary Shandling. But no, I never watched Arrested Development. Oh yeah, how's that one go? I'm trying to think. You will find a kingdom of the gnome. Through every wish and dream and happy home, you will find the kingdom of the gnome. I've got some David the Gnomes on Betamax, but I can't play them anymore. Yeah, that was it was voiced by the late great Tom Bosley. Yeah, I like David the Gnome when I was a kid. Yeah, David the Gnome. I can't remember now how the theme song for that one went. You will find a kingdom of the gnome or something like that. So we all have something in common here. We all love David the Gnome. Did you listen to it in English, or did they have some Swedish, Norwegian guy dubbing, Tom Bosley's beautiful voice? I'm tempted. We'll put that in the back pocket for now. I'll do that sometime. Can you pronounce this, please? No, I don't think I can pronounce that. But now it makes me want to sing a different show. Yum yum bumble. Not a different show. I was thinking shows. It makes me want to sing a different song. A different song, not from a show. Yum yum bumblebee tuna. I love bumblebee tuna. Yum yum bumblebee tuna. Love a sandwich made with bumblebee. Yum yum bumblebee tuna. I love bumblebee tuna. Yum yum bumblebee tuna. Love a sandwich made with bumblebee. Yum, yum, bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. I love bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. Yum, yum, bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. Love a sandwich made with bumblebee. Yum, yum, bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. I love bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. Yum, yum, bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. Love a sandwich made with bumblebee. Yum, yum, bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. I love bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. Yum, yum, bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. Love a sandwich made with bumblebee. Yum, yum, bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. I love bumblebee, bumblebee tuna. Yum, yum, I'm sorry, I had to do that or else I keep singing. Where was I? Yes, and it's funny, you remind me of something. Okay, yes. Tom Bosley was David the Gnome. I knew that as a kid. And when I was a kid, I'd watch Happy Days reruns. Not that it was that great, but I'd watch Happy Days reruns and I'd say, Mr. Cunningham does the voice of David the Gnome. Marion Ross is still alive. She was born in like 1928, I believe. She's on our list. She was born in 28. She's still alive. Born in the 20s, still alive now. Nobody knew who, you reminded me. Not only did they not know who Marion Ross was, they didn't know Happy Days. I think, what's his name? Rafterman's like, I think I've heard of it. No, forget Marion Ross herself. Yeah, she was born in the 20s, Mrs. Cunningham. No, forget Tom Bosley. Even forget the Fonz. They didn't even know the show. Sunday, Monday, Happy Days too. That's what I was talking about. Like, I mentioned Marion Ross, Mrs. Cunningham on Happy Days. What's Happy Days? The Fonz? I think I've heard of that. I think they made a joke about the Fonz and Family Guy. It's like, I'm like, oh my, I didn't even know what Happy Days was, man. Good. You need an education, man. Go watch that video. It was for you, man. 3.5 hour stream of 20 shit for you, man. Because you'll get the references. No one else did. Well, then you should be educating people. Instead of them asking me stupid questions, I'll say, ask Totem. He will explain. That you are. And you remember in one episode, the Fonz asked Mork from Mork, you're living in the 70s? Yes. But you're back here in the 50s? Yes. Just visiting. Well, 2 things I want to know about the 70s. Cars and girls. Both are faster. Yes. Tom Bosley was David the Gnome, yes. In many ways, I think of you as like Portia de Rossi because, Ellen DeGeneres had this big TV show and she got Portia, this Australian chick, and Dumb had a big channel and he got this Australian chick. You're like the Portia to Dumb's Ellen DeGeneres. Both are faster. Wow, we're learning a lot here. Even me Banks is kind of la la la. It's okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I was feeling so tired before. I feel a little more. I need a break. I think doing all these taxes and stuff makes me all. It's good to have a study break and talk to Totem and friends here. Yeah, he was supposed to come on. I'm getting kind of bored. I'm going to get off soon. Totem was supposed to come on because he never actually came on here in person. He said he was going to come on with us, but where is he? Yeah. It's up to you to keep this going, man. This is Totem and friends, man. They're looking at you, man. Yeah, you don't need an account. You just click on the link. You come on, sure. After all, it's Totem and friends. Yeah, that reference is before my time. I've heard of that, but that was like the 60s. Yeah. Okay, well, we're winding down here. We really are winding down now. But it was good. I felt like it's almost like maybe I wasn't as tired as I thought, but all those taxes made me feel like all this daunting. I don't know. I'm not sure who you're talking to, but I'm not talking about me. These are your friends. I see it as who am I talking with right now? Totem is the main guy, and these are all his friends. So Totem and friends, Totem and Starlings. So you're saying these people aren't your friends, or you're not paying attention? Are you not paying attention, Totem? I wasn't talking about me. I'm talking about your friends here. Your Me Banks, your Donda, your Cassandra. These are your friends, Totem. Come on, Totem. Don't disappoint your friends. Yeah, that was pretty mean. That was very nice. He's insulting all of you. Hmm. There we go. I think we're back. Yeah. Old girl gets finicky. Unless you wanted me to say goodnight. It's time to say goodnight. Time for a poem and bedtime. Because Totem's being mean. You're his friends. You're Totem and friends. And he's like, remember meanie. So Totem and friends. He's, Oh, I get it. All right, we're going to put Totem in a 5-minute timeout. He hacked my stream. He did that. Okay, I got it now. He's taking a little 5-minute timeout. Little snooze. We'll be back. My friends always come back to me. He'll be back. We're giving him a little 5-minute timeout. Okay. I think he did something. He's a computer hacker, as you know. We don't want to go into all that, but okay. I wouldn't be surprised with him. You never know. You never know. Let's give him a little 5-minute timeout. Anyway, because I think that was him. Anyway, what poem? I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. I don't have a book right. Look around. I don't know. What poem should I read? I'm not sure yet. Or maybe no poem. I don't know. Okay. Well, we're winding down at this point. It's like we're getting to that point where it's like, meh. Yeah, they're around. I ended up and look and figure out which one I'm going to pick. I don't know yet. But do you really want to hear a poem? Well, there's hardly anyone here. I put your front man in a 5-minute timeout. He'll be back in a minute because I think he made my screen go black. I think that was him. And without him, it looks like Cassandra's here but not really here, and Mebanks has disappeared on us. So there's really no one here right now. So who am I reading a poem for? One or two people? I guess I could. When Totem gets back, he can pick the poem. How's that sound? I'm yawning again. I'm waiting now. Oh, good. Mebanks is here. He wants to come on and read you a poem. I'll bow out. Oh, there is someone who wants to come on. I'm winding down. This dude wants to come on. He's in England. I think he's one of Destroyed by Foyds' friends, but he's been wanting to come on, so I'll bring him on. This is Dev Pike. How you doing? Hello.
Why have you been avoiding me?
I haven't been. Why do you say that?
What have I been doing wrong, sir?
I don't know. What have you been doing wrong?
Are you never wrong?
No.
Is that it?
I'm a Narcy. You must understand. I am a Narcy. I can never be
You admitted it live on air. This is not.
I'm a Narcy. So because I'm a Narcy, I can never be wrong.
Why would you admit that live on air? That could be a problem.
Well, I think honesty is the best policy. Even us Narcies have some kind of creed to live by. So I'm an RC. So there you go.
Okay. How does that build into why your disdain for my communication?
I have no disdain for your communication. I let you on, didn't I?
What about on the other channels which exist in such as well, there's a plethora of them. Discord, Facebook, Narcy. What about any of those?
Well, first of all, some of the people here can tell you. Cassandra, for sure. Cassandra, how often am I on Discord? I might pop in once every few days. I might read a few things. I'm not on there often. So if people try to call
so that's not an issue. But so what about DBF? What is there beef going on between the Narcies, head Narcy and sub Narcy?
Well, first read Cassandra's comment. She's dismayed. She's bothered by the fact that I'm hardly ever on. She leaves me a bunch of messages. I don't get back to, not because I'm avoiding her, but because I'm never on there. In fact, she's the one who held my hand and walked me. I didn't have Discord until it was her who introduced me to it. So I'm still very slow with tech. So
you held a woman's hand.
I'm sorry.
That's good.
You're kind of muffled.
You held a woman's.
What?
I said you held a woman's hand. That's progress, isn't it?
I suppose. But you should thank her too, because without her, you wouldn't be able to talk to me on Discord ever. Because I never had Discord until like a month ago when they insisted I sign up, and I said, okay, how do I do it? And she walked me through it, and I'm still kind of bad with it. She can tell you all that.
Okay, do you not get my sense of the DBF situation with regard to you, where he wasn't backing down even though he was wrong, completely wrong?
What incident were we talking about? What stream specifically were we talking about?
So you've forgotten your argument that you had about the definition of spurg. You've forgotten that? That was just yesterday.
Well, why don't you
couple of days.
Why don't you refresh my memory? See, us Narcies, we have short-term memories, so you gotta
Okay.
refresh my memory.
What about remember you were defining actually I won't do it because then it'll reignite there's no point. You don't want a feud that doesn't exist, right? What's the point?
Right.
So why are you laughing?
Where's this going? What are you trying to get at? I'm not even understanding what this is going. I'm looking at people here, it was more like holding mom's hand through the grocery store, not like holding a woman's hand. Yeah, like I'm a slow old person who has to be led around. No, it's true when I say I'm. So anyway, what is it we're talking about? You want to talk about destroyed by? He was here. He might still be here. Destroyed by Foids. He was here at some point. But what about him?
You had a problem with him because he defined narcissism. He defined Sverg in a different way to you. In a completely different way. You said more narrow. Can you remember now?
Well, I've said this many times on my stream.
I thought Anarchy was omniscient, who knows everything all the time, omnipotent, like a godlike figure who knows,
Oh well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not an RC then. Okay, you told me I was an RC. Maybe I'm not. Yes, no, I don't think he's autistic. I don't think he's a spurg. I'm not saying he's a normie. He's definitely marginalized. I don't think socially he's a spurg. That's my belief. And he seems to take umbrage.
I think he's a standard cell. I think he's a standard cell who's shooting for a top or a Becky that's way out of his league and he can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he won't settle for anything else.
Okay,
so that's the reality of it.
He could have a much frumpier girlfriend, but he wants it's the most pretty
also,
girl.
That's part of his. Also, that's part of his spurg because he won't accept the lower standard, which is actually his level.
So you're saying he is a
the reality of
spurg,
it.
right? You're saying he's a spurg who turns away women who are in his league because he wants something better. Well, I did tell him. I said if you want to come on and talk to Dev Pike, but he didn't want to. I think he thinks you're too. I'm not sure. He didn't want to talk to you, so I said, okay, well, I can't force anything, so you can ask him yourself. I don't know.
He rejected a one-on-one with me.
That was some time ago. I said it was in this. Wasn't it in this? It was in the stream. Then I say, hey, do you want to? We can have Dev Pike talk to. Well, I always say I want Donda to talk to DBF. We also have Dev Pike talk to DBF, but I don't think he wants to. So I can't force people to talk when they don't want to.
Okay, so why why do you think he's holding out for this Becky, but then in a sort of torment of loneliness, as you say, but it's a self-ascribes. As I said before, he can get a four or five. Well, I don't know the level, but he can get a lower level woman, but he wants to be single, and he's holding out for this 5 or 6. Which look at OnlyFans, it's game over. The game is now rigged so far in women's favor. They're all holding out for 7 or 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8 in this bizarre kind of. Even a bang average woman can sit on OnlyFans on their ass, do nothing, and get paid, right? So why would they go with DBF? It makes no sense. The guy's a fucking spur.
Okay, well this is your theory. You think he's a spur?
No, this is right.
Oh, this is right. Okay, so this isn't the theory.
This is not the theory.
Oh, okay.
This is the reality out there, because OnlyFans exists. So negate it then. OnlyFans exists where a 5 out of 6, a bang average 4 out of 5 out of 10 woman can just sit on OnlyFans or any chat room and get paid by people like DBF.
Okay.
So why would they go with someone like DBF? It doesn't make
right. You're arguing
it doesn't add up.
You're saying he wants
the calculation doesn't.
Right. I understand what you're saying, but you'd have to ask him. I don't know. You're saying he wants pretty girls who are out of his league. They have no incentive to date someone
Also,
like him.
I'm running the same scenario for you.
Okay.
Are you doing it? Are you a standard cell who has the same angle as DBF?
You tell me.
Holding out for someone.
No, I'm not. I'm at an age. I'm not holding out for anybody. I got enough problems in life that I don't even care.
Holding out for a hero.
They say that all incels become vol cells at some point. I mean, this is the least of my concern. I'm not the one online crying about, oh, this girl I met won't talk to me anymore. My stream isn't even anything about that. So you're asking me like, what am I holding out for some really, really pretty girl when I could be dating some fat, ugly roasty? I don't know. Even fat, ugly roasties seem pretty nasty to me. Not very friendly. And no, I'm not even concerned about. People have asked me, do you want to get married? I said, not anymore. When I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I thought, sure, yeah. But now in my 40s, why would I want to? So no, I'm not even worried about getting a chick or a bird, as you call them. What is your concern? Why don't you have a girlfriend? Are you too much of an RC? You're holding out for a really pretty girl? Or what's your... Yeah, I don't even talk... How often do I even talk about women? Except for you, Donda. Except for you. I'll simp for you, but okay. All kidding aside, what is your, Dev? What is your experience here?
Well, I know Bonda's track record of rhetoric is not so straight. Her words are a snake who curls and manipulates a certain, as DBF can attest to that, where the words have been spun. The narrative has been spun very much. It's very bizarre, actually, but no, mine is that they treat you badly, right? So you get vibes off women. I mean, obviously, you don't need to speak to a woman to know anything about what she thinks of you. It's all in the body language. You don't. This is why the cold approaching idiots are also spurgs, because they can't read the body language of fuck off. If someone's not looking at you, not smiling, not close to you, not interested, and you approach them, what do you expect? It doesn't make sense. So if this vibe is coming off by co-workers and everything else, why would you even, that's not a breeding ground for good communication, is it?
Well,
unless you're a spurg again.
I'm sorry, are we talking about dating a woman, or are we talking about just getting along with coworkers? No, in my case, what are we talking about?
I just answered your question.
That was an answer? I thought you were asking me a question. Okay, I'm not sure what the answer is. I asked you, you're just saying that all women are turned off by you, so are you a standard cell, or are you a spur? What is your reason for not having a girlfriend? Are you holding out for a prettier girl? You didn't give me a straight answer there. You went on about, vibes and stuff. I couldn't follow.
No, yeah. I gauge the vibes first, and then you say, how receptive is this person going to be to my actual, let's say, quote unquote, approach, right? If they give the vibes of fuck off, then I fuck off.
Yes, and
that's it.
I think many of us have been conditioned to fuck off. I think there's a difference, but there's a difference between sexual attraction versus just wanting to get along with people, in a platonic way. And even there's where I have problems, where people hate me, like things that would be harmless for anyone else. It's like they're just looking for a reason to pounce. Like even most recently, when there's this tall fag asshole out of nowhere starting to break my jaw. Like I said, it's not like he was like the high school bully who wants to beat me up every day. He and I were friendly sometimes. He was weird other times. He was a weirdo, but I didn't expect no one. It wasn't just me. My other coworkers were taken aback. Like, is this guy fucking nuts? You can't threaten to break someone's jaw in front of the boss. You're fucking nuts. So it's not just me and the vibes I give people. It seems to, I think I'm mentally ill in one way and these people are mentally ill in another. They can function with the normies. I come along. I'm like a weird variable that they can't quite comprehend, and they break down.
What?
There are people who are functionally, they're crazy, but they're able to function with normies. They can hold it together normie. Take one spurg who's a little different, does not compute, and these nut jobs let it all out in front of everybody. And the normies are all like, oh, what's going on here? So no, I think it goes beyond just vibes or whatever. I think it's how.
What did you say? A weird valley? What does that mean?
Did I say weird valley today?
No.
Just now?
What variation did you say? A weird variation of something before.
Maybe my accent is too thick for you. I'm not sure. We were talking about. I don't know. We get weird valley. I don't think I said that.
Anyway, so he reminds me of Biff off of Back to the Future. Sure.
I do.
That guy, right?
Who reminds you of Biff? Me or who are we talking about?
No, the tall fag.
The tall fag.
Was Biff off.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think? No.
Well, no. See, Biff was always obnoxious. He was always kind of a bully. This dude was all over the place. Some days he wanted to be my best buddy. Other days he was just standoffish. He was rude to other people. He seemed like he was all over the place, but never to the level of Biff. If he was like Biff every day, I'd say, oh, it's this asshole again. Ignore him. But I wasn't quite like that. Sometimes he was friendly. Sometimes, yeah. So I wasn't expecting that extreme reaction. The nature of our relationship up to that point, our working relationship was, we seemed cool with each other. We seemed tolerant. We had a few jokes every now and then. We got along some days. So when I was scanning and he's standing behind me and he starts going about wanting to break my jaw, it's like, this is out of left field. And everyone in the room agreed that was out of left field, except the boss, the boss always hated me. The boss was always very much the hard ass who wanted to get. The boss never liked me, and this was a great excuse. So no, I think that guy was nuts. I think he was a nutcase who was able to keep it together enough around normies. If the normies are acting normal, I think he can hold it together. When he encounters a Spurg who's a little off, he doesn't know how to compute, and everything breaks down. That's what I believe, but I could be wrong. Weird variable.
I think you met what's referred to as a convoluted narky, who's able to hide the narcissism. No, I'm joking. You think that everything I say is narky. No, it's people play games with other people, so that he's able to hide his Biff-like tendencies, and then sometimes he'll unleash. That's what happened.
Possibly,
he was always Biff.
Well, yeah, but the character of Biff was always Biff. Whenever you encountered Biff, he was an asshole, unless he had to brown nose to keep a job. Biff was always a dick.
Biff had the IQ of a block of cheese. This guy might have had a higher IQ because he's able to add the convolution in. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, and I wasn't able to pick up on his convoluted, deep down Biff behavior. Okay, maybe. I can't go around trying to second guess everyone. I got along with everybody.
No, it's not up to you. No, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying. Probably everyone will be fooled because he's able to hide it. That's it.
He's able to hide it. But in a situation like that, see, it's not just it's not just the fact that the guy threatened me. People say, "Oh, you were scared." No, it's not just that he threatened me. After he behaved that way, threatening me and making the other coworkers nervous, the boss should have said, "Whoa, this is pretty fucked up. Go home," or "Whoa." Instead, the boss was like, "It must be Occupational Click's fault," because the boss already had a chip on his shoulder towards me. So what should have been a clear and present, "Whoa, this tall fag is a menace. He's nuts." Like you just said, he can be hiding it. He can go off on any one of us. We're seeing his true crazy colors. Let's get rid of him. Instead, it became, let's blame Occupational Click. So it wasn't just the tall fag. It was also the boss man using that as an opportunity to go after me. And it's funny, you say narc. I'm just on a side note. You pronounce it narky. I thought it was narcy. I don't know. Narky, narcy, narcissist.
I'll go with yours.
I don't know. Maybe it's narky. I don't know. Narky, narcy, whatever. Okay. So cool.
The point is that he that's the point when you knew the boss was completely against you. When he sided with you.
Well, that's part of it too. See, I said. Well, no, this guy I think was fucked up, but he probably had more social wherewithal. Not even social wherewithal. I knew the boss didn't like me too, but I think this guy felt empowered because he figured, okay, if the grown-up, the boss, is doesn't like this guy, I can get away with things that I couldn't get away with other workers. So because the boss doesn't like OC, I can be more asshole-ish and threatening with OC, whereas I couldn't do that with the boss's darling boy because the boss would fire me. But if I do it towards OC, I can get away with it, and the boss might even give me a pat on the back. Yeah. Does this make sense? Are you paying attention? Hello? Okay, if he wants to come back, he can. I couldn't hear him. He stopped talking. I don't know if something went dead. Now, yeah, no, it was interesting. We shifted gears there. It was interesting, but is he still there? He was there, but I was talking. I'm like, is he there? Okay. Oh, so this went somewhere else. Me Banks, would you like to come on and talk to Dev Pike? Would you like to come on and talk to Dev Pike? We've got some other guy here, and I'm afraid to bring him on because I'm not sure who he is. I don't see a face. This is Danish guy. Are you Danish Andy? Is this Danish Andy?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear. Are you, Is this Danish Andy? Do we know you?
No. I'm new, and I'm from. I'm a well-known dude from Dumb's. I'm not on YouTube, but I know Dumb.
Okay, all right. Dumb always referred to a Denmark guy. That must be
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me.
I had my own Danish friend. His name was Denmark Andy. He was kind of a cocaine fiend, and there was some confusion. Okay, so this is not Denmark Andy, who you all know. This is Dumb's friend, Denmark guy. Okay,
yeah, I've never done cocaine. So. But was that guy you're referring to from Denmark?
Well, the guy I was just talking to is from England. His name is Dev Pike. I was talking to another guy who's appeared a few times. His name is Danish. He calls himself Danish Andy. He's from Denmark, yes. The others can tell you he's a cocaine fiend. No, I mean, I've brought him on. I don't mind him, but eventually he gets kind of nasty. I had to boot him once, but he's a drug addict, troubled soul, mid-20s, lives in Jutland. Yes.
But okay, yeah. Jutland.
That's Denmark Andy. Yeah, Denmark Andy, you're a Denmark guy. Okay.
Oh, hi Dana. Yeah. I saw Dana's comment down there. But yeah, I it's funny because I had no idea who you were, who you are, and then somehow Dom, he referred to you on his, I think it was his New Year stream.
Mm-hmm.
And then here the last couple of weeks I was reflecting about it, and then I thought when Todd had his was regular up the key live streaming, I remember that you were popping on with your brother. Is that correct? On one of his live streams.
Who Dumb's or whose live stream?
No, Todd's.
Yes, my brother and I appeared on one of Todd's live streams a few years ago. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
You recognize me? Yes.
Yeah, I recognize you. You popped up, and then you said it was like kind of, I think it was it was like a StreamYard like this, and then you told him like you and your brother's experience with working and your experiences with your love life with women and so on and so forth, and you never really had any luck, neither of you, with women, and I think that you, as you're saying now, it's a couple of years ago, you were going to go the neat box route or something like that. So
yeah,
that was before all the. Now I've been watching a couple of your videos, and that was before all the shit with your workplace incident. And
well, actually, this most recent workplace incident is actually a drop in the bucket. There are others. I keep talking about it. I'm going to make videos. I'll make videos about it. No, the plan was always to go to Neat Bucks. When my brother and I went on Todd's stream, whenever that was, I think that was the last time he ever took calls. I wasn't diagnosed yet. I got my diagnosis thereafter, and now it's a process. Yes, at the time I told Todd, I said, I suspect I'm a Spurg, but I've never been diagnosed. And he said, well, all I can tell you is try to get diagnosed. So I finally got my diagnosis. But at the time, I was not yet officially diagnosed. I didn't have the piece of paper from the Church of Modern Medicine.
So you've officially been diagnosed with autism.
Yeah, if you want, you have to go nuts. If you go back to my live streams, you'll see it in the thumbnail. There's one where I share my diagnoses, and you can skip to it. You don't have to watch the whole fucking stream. But I actually pull up a shared screen. I show the listing of my diagnoses: autism, ADHD, PTSD, avoidant personality disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, and there's one I don't agree with. She said this neuropsych said I had mild alcohol disorder. I'm not sure about that one. But other than that one, I think the rest are accurate. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man. You drink. How many cans of beer do you drink a day?
Well, it varies day to day. There's sometimes I don't drink. I don't necessarily drink every day. You remember, I don't stream every day. Some days I don't drink. When I do, it depends. It depends on what I'm doing, what time it is. I think being unemployed makes it easier because I can say, well, I have to go to work tomorrow. I have to drive anywhere. Get another beer. So I think it's also, if I had to go to work tomorrow, I wouldn't be streaming probably, and I wouldn't be wasted like this. I think it depends on circumstance, and I think when I'm unemployed, I drink more than when I'm employed.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Have you always been drinking regularly, or is it like a new thing?
No, like I said, I'm in my 40s. I don't know how old you are. I probably been on and off since I was a teenager, and since I turned 21, which is legal age in America, I've been buying beer since I was 21, so over 20 some odd years now. So yeah, I've been drinking since I was a teenager. It's nothing new. I probably am an alcoholic, yes.
Hey, I saw that. Are you using an old school monitor now? You're on your PC?
Well, this monitor is probably about 20 years old. It's not a VGA monitor. It's one of the very first. It's kind of thick. Here, I'll show you real quick.
Cool.
See how thick it is? It's thinner than a VGA monitor, but it's square. It's not quite a modern monitor. If you can see, it's a Sony some sort. A Sony.
It was because one of your last streams, you were streaming from some other place in your room, and from that angle, it looked like a classical, old school, heavy ass CRT monitor.
Well, I got that. I got a stream with that. I got that over there. I got a Windows 95 computer. My very first computer when I was a teenager. That's over there. So
okay, that's why. Okay, now it makes sense.
By the way, thank you for. I think Dev Pike wants to come back on. Would you like to talk to Dev Pike? I'll leave you on. You want to talk to him? He's going to come on with us.
Yeah, let him in.
He popped back because I'm not sure if we lost him before, but I've enjoyed talking to you. Don't be a stranger. I'll bring him back because he wants to talk. Hello, Dev Pike. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
No, you went totally dead. I was talking. I couldn't hear you. This is Danish guy. But I like to have new people interact with each other. I'm sorry. I see your sub private chats. I couldn't see this in real time. I'm talking to Danish Andy. Okay. Is this some kind of joke? Diagnosis Spur, blah, blah, blah. No, I couldn't hear you. So I thought you disconnected. Okay.
No.
So Danish guy.
Say the joke out loud. No, say the joke out loud for everyone.
Well, I'm trying to read here. I just clicked.
Diagnosis Spurger, not.
Okay, let's be quiet for a moment so I can explain. Okay, in StreamYards, there's a side chat for private chat. If someone comes on, they can private chat me, whether it be Dev Pike or Danish guy. So he sent me a bunch of private chats, but I wasn't even reading them because I was talking to Danish guy. I was more interested in talking to Danish guy. But what do you say? I am here. Hello. Why am I off? This is all Dev Pike. Can I joust Danish Andy? Can't I go on now? Hello. Yeah. This guy is more interesting than me. Well, kind of. No offense. How this is some kind of joke. Diagnosis Spurger. Yes, I am diagnosed Spurg, not diagnosis murder. Diagnosis Spurger. Okay, have you tried Bailey's from UK? Good drink. You mean Bailey's? Irish cream. Okay. So what's the joke? I'm not trying to be mean. I thought you disappeared. I couldn't hear. I was talking. You stopped responding.
Diagnosis Spurger is a joke. It's a play on words of diagnosis murder. Diagnosis. Your autism diagnosis.
Okay.
How is that not a joke?
Okay, it's hilarious.
You don't know
Danish guy, Dev Pike. What do you guys think of each other? Danish guy, thank you for joining me. You recognize me from one of Todd's streams. Yes, my brother and I were on Todd's.
So what I think of an avatar on a screen that I can't see and I've never met before. Okay, what is there to see?
Well, hold on. In fairness, you're the same thing. So you're both avatars on screens.
No, because it's a narrative, it's a history. You've had me on before. This guy's never streamed.
Right, but you've both been very active on. I know who this guy is. This is Denmark guy that Dumb always talks about. You were fairly active on Dumb streams. You must have crossed paths. Danish guy, do you recognize Dev Pike? Yes or no?
I don't use my YouTube account for commenting, so I probably haven't.
Okay. So yeah, I should be honored. I should be honored that you came on my stream since you don't normally do this. Okay. Well,
it's really rare. It's really rare.
I've got one question for this show. Is there something rotten in the state of Denmark?
Where are you from, Dev Pike? From the
no, that's it. That's the whole thing.
Yes, that was a reference to Hamlet. Something like Shakespeare. Okay, you laughed. You laughed. You didn't even know why it was funny. You're just trying to be polite. I got the joke, but I didn't find it funny. Yes, you made a Shakespeare reference, Hamlet. I get it, Dev. It's not that funny.
No, wait. This is the narky. It was funny, but OC.
No, it wasn't. He didn't even get the joke. He laughed to be polite. I got the joke. I'm like, okay, Hamlet, Denmark. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's like he didn't. He was just trying to laugh to be polite. He knew you were trying to tell a joke, but didn't understand it because English isn't his first language. I knew it was a Hamlet reference.
It doesn't even matter whether you got the joke or not. The fact that it was mildly funny, but you still didn't laugh. That's
well. If you don't get the joke, it's not funny. If you have no idea what he's Danish guy, no idea.
I thought you were referring to something with U.S. politics and Trump or something like that.
You thought it was a reference to, like American politics, not the fact that Denmark, it was the home of Hamlet, and you're also from Denmark, the famous Shakespeare play. Okay. He didn't get the joke. I did. It wasn't very funny. I can tell you, don't become a stand-up comedian. Not everyone's funny.
No. It's a play on the fact that every single Western state is becoming rotten, isn't it? It's not just the fact that he's Danish.
Okay, perhaps. Okay, so you're making a broader
It doesn't matter. Anyway, so
observation of how the Western world is declining. Okay, but it's not. I don't want to crack up laughing, even if it's a clever pun. It's not worth. Okay, whatever. Continue.
It doesn't matter. I don't get along with Oh, Matt, can I have a discussion?
Ask him. See, okay, listen, Danish guy. Totem wants to know if you're homosexual. Danish guy, I apologize. I can cut off Dev Pike and talk to you. You seem like a nice guy. Dev Pike, you're also welcome, but I'm enjoying talking to Danish guy. You might be scaring him off. If Matt wants to come on and talk to you, if you have a question, ask him, Dev Pike. What does he want? You were talking about Matt before. You think he's holding off for a pretty girl. He can get an uglier girl below, at his level, but he wants a prettier girl. That was your argument?
Well, Matt is the lord of the sort of Naki, so he's in a world of this kind of nihilistic. It's almost a self-absorbed, nihilistic kind of, almost self-destructive teenage. He ain't help. There's no help for himself. He's not even helping himself. But then he's blaming all these external factors. I don't see him helping his own situation. It doesn't. It's nonsense. And then he's staring gormlessly into a screen doing live streams. How is this? This guy is definitely 100%.
Is there nicotine in your vape?
Oh, well, okay. So we're two questions. Yes, it's nicotine, not marijuana. This is nicotine. Dev Pike. Okay, I agree with you that I think Matt Destroyer is more normal and probably could get a girlfriend of some sort. I don't know what his deal is. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know him that well. But you seem upset by the fact that he's streaming instead of finding a girlfriend, or what is your what is your point of contention? And Danish guy, other than me, do you recognize anyone else here? I mean, how did you find Dumb if you don't participate in these streams?
Yeah, but I found Dumb through Todd's channel.
Okay, you found Dumb through Todd's channel. You found me through Dumb, and then you realized me and my brother were on Todd.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big cycle. Okay, so
Okay.
Dev, do you have a question for Matt? You want to ask why he's streaming instead of looking for a girlfriend? Is that your question for Matthew?
Who's the better streamer? You, Dumb, or Matt Destroyer, or whatever the hell?
Ask Danish guy, because I don't care. Who do you think? Who you like best? I would say he probably likes Dumb. Danish guy. Who's your favorite streamer? Dumb, Todd, me, Destroyed by Foids. Who's your favorite streamer? If you had to pick one.
I can't. I'm not sure who Destroyed by Foids is. Is that the old he has gray hair or something?
Yes, old gray hair. That describes him to a T. Yes.
I'm sorry to. I've not watched a lot of his streams.
I don't
but,
think like that.
Yeah, I saw some weird shit about he was fucking some. He spoke about fucking another man in the ass who was like dressed up as a woman or something like that. And then I was like, I need to be in the mood to watch. It's not that I don't enjoy a little banter here and there, but sometimes on the internet it gets a little bit too weird, for me.
He's getting roasted. That's essentially what's happening. So it's not Matt Destroyer, right? So so it's probably OC then, right?
No, his favorite is, I would say, Dumb. You and Dumb have a lot of back and forths on your phone about things around the house. Dumb is always talking about, I got to talk to Denmark. Like when Danish Andy first came on, I thought he was Denmark guy, but he was some drug addict. You're the Denmark guy that Dumb talks so highly of. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but regarding your question, I think my favorite channel is probably. I think there was some good moments on Todd's channel, but then it just he kept like it gets a little too negative sometimes, But he created some high quality content, but it kind of died out. And then I went to Dumb, and he had his whole mental episode, which I think. I felt with him, and I think that I supported him. But it was also interesting to see in real life, that he seriously went insane on live stream. So that was I was consuming a lot of his content.
I think DBF took it out on Abos, didn't he? Eventually, his rage on for Dumb, he took out on Abos. Is that right? Is that why he hit an Abo?
Well, you got to explain to the Danish guy. Dev Pike says that Matt, the gray hair guy who likes men dressed like women, didn't like Dumb. They had a big falling out over a girl. And so Dev Pike is arguing that Matt took his frustration out on, I don't know, Australian Aborigines because he was upset about losing the girl to dumb. You know,
Okay,
dumb.
okay. I think I can put the puzzles into place. It's so that guy you're referring to now was trying to get Donna, or
Yeah, he's right here. His name is Matt Destroyer.
okay.
Come on, Matthew. Come on. Why don't you? They're talking about you. I want to get another beer. You want to come on and talk to these guys? I want to get another beer. So do you want to come on and talk to Danish guy and Dev Pike, or what? Come on, Matthew. Come on, Matt. Yes, Matthew. Yeah.
I thought it was the Palestinian guy who was trying to get Donna. That
No. You're talking about that guy. I mean, is he Palestinian? You're talking about. I know what you're talking about. That guy GS3 or whatever.
no, that guy who wants to move out in the desert in a camping.
Yes, he thinks him and Todd and Dumb are going to start some kind of commune in New Mexico. Yeah, no, no, not him. It's funny when you say it out loud. It's how ridiculous it all sounds. Yeah. No, he's talking about the gray-haired guy in Australia who liked men dressed like girls, but he also had a crush on the same girl that Dumb liked. Yeah. They both liked the same woman. You know.
Now I'm approaching the end of my 30s, and I know this is random, but one thing that I've seen changing it is today when you go to a regular porn site and you are straight, you are a heterosexual male, and you just want to watch heterosexual porn, it fucking asks you now if you want. You enter the fucking website and it asks you if you want to watch like fucking gay, tranny, fucking all this shit. And it was not like this even like 12 years ago or something like that. That's a whole new thing, and I think it's getting too weird. This shit, you know.
I've got a question.
Yeah,
for me or him? Ask.
I think it's for OC. If there was a commune of that you just described, who would be the leader of the commune?
Well, first, I wouldn't want to be part of such a commune. The leader would be whoever was that dedicated to it, because I don't think Todd or Dumb wants to live in a commune. So it would have to be whatever nutjob wants to do that. So it's hard to answer a question because the guy, like Danish guy, who was talking about the one guy who wants to live in the desert, that so few people want to even do that. It's not even reality. So the leader would be whoever is that committed to that nonsense. Does that answer your question? You want something more specific? Hello.
I have another question for OC. It's regarding I saw one of your videos where you and your brother were talking about all the medicine that I think they were prescribed for you, and he said that he also took the pills. Why does he? So is it correctly understood that your brother also takes some of your medication just for fun, for the fun of?
Yeah, first let me say I didn't kick off Dev Pike. He just left. Dev, you could have stayed on. I mean, he asked me a question: who would lead the desert commune? I'm like, I don't even know how to answer that question. Yeah, no, my brother will occasionally. I say you can try him, and he tries them to experiment to see if he likes one or not. But he only does it on nights he's off. He doesn't do it when he's going to work. So maybe like once a week, if he wants, he'll try a few pills. I just kind of like to see what, because a doctor might say a doctor can tell me you need this pill or that pill or that pill. Maybe my brother also needs it. He just doesn't know. So I said, hey, why don't you try it here? If you don't like it, but if you like one of these, you can talk to your doctor about it. So I see it as maybe, he can try an experiment. If he likes something, he can mention it to the doctor. But,
Yeah. What about, why were you prescribed that, was it Ritalin and gabapentin? Is that for
not Ritalin? I think you're talking about Concerta. Concerta I had to get from a regular doctor because psychiatrists won't prescribe it because it's got salt in it. And I only got a 30-day supply because I had to show them my documents from the neurologist saying that I have ADHD. So that was hard to get. The other ones are fairly simple. Gabapentin and what's the one? Prozac. Those are fairly very common, well-established drugs that they'll hand out like candy. But yeah.
Yeah. And you eat a lot of fucking meat. That's are you on that carnivore diet or something? And beer and alcohol?
No, I think see, I don't stream every day. I stream more regularly now that I'm employed, but you might not see it. Like the other night, I had a bowl of soup, but is that really video worthy? So you don't see it when I'm eating soup or eating, pasta or eating. It's not as exciting. I think it's more fun to when you cook up a steak, you feel like you accomplished something. Putting a kettle on the boil for some pre-made soup or some like cup of noodles or ramen noodles. It's okay. I boiled up some water and I'm dumping it in and I'm going to eat this in a few minutes. It's not as exciting as we're cooking a steak. Let's see how it comes out. So no, I don't eat. So I can understand how it might look that way, but it's just I share those videos, but not the soup videos. Because unless you'd like to watch me make soup. Oh, your friend would like to come back. Would you like to talk to Dev Pike again?
Yeah, it's you're in control. You can just I don't know if you would like to let him on. And then,
Well, I want to go get another beer. I'm gonna have one more beer, so I'll let you guys talk amongst yourselves. He thinks streaming and ruminating can solve problems. So,
am I your friend now? What's going on? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear now. Yeah, your volume is a little low. Yeah.
Do you have a Do you have an SJW leader in Denmark? Is it a female?
Could you just repeat? Could you repeat it? Your mic was going out.
Don't you dare! Surely that's high enough.
What was your question?
Do you have an SJW leader in Denmark?
What is that?
Is it a woman or an ethnic minority or some kind of niche, non-white leader?
Leader?
Is it a woman or an ethnic minority?
If we have ethnic minorities in Denmark, yeah, we have.
No, who's your prime minister? What's your leader?
It's a leftist. It's a leftist woman. Yeah, it's a woman.
Yeah, it's a woman. It's dead. You're dead again. It's over.
Yeah, but I think Denmark is one of the countries in Europe that is maybe a little bit different because the whole left wing is basically right wing on immigration and so on and so forth. So,
well, that's only because they can see the tides turning and basically.
Of course, yeah.
It's not popular now to hold
that. Yeah. They basically adopted the right wing politics. Yeah.
So it's SJW in the streets, KKK in the sheets. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that
SJW everywhere else except for where they can gain power.
Yeah. They fuck murderers and
they're
criminals.
pathetic. Yeah, they're a joke. It's the same thing. It's just transparent, sort of new Labour kind of thing in the UK, where they just appeal to everyone, and then we've got this in the UK where they're just the words don't mean anything. It's completely empty rhetoric because if you just run the policies they're doing, they're contradictory, so they can't even fulfill what they're saying. There's
a lot of, but I think that a lot of stuff is going to change everywhere in the West. In the next
I think it's hilarious because it's so obviously contradictory. You've got to be a retard to buy into this shit. You have to be a retard to vote these people in because it's obvious the rhetoric is so contradictory that it simply can't work by the numbers.
Yeah, are you referring to anything specifically?
I mean, in the UK, you've got, I'll just give examples in the UK about the economy and how someone called Rachel Reeves, who's an irrelevant chancellor, who's proposing a strategy of growth and then introduces tax hikes that to kill companies like national insurance hikes and all this kind of stuff. So there's less jobs now available.
I saw something in the news with the UK. Yeah,
loads of companies are going under because of this.
Yeah, but I think it's the same thing because everything is globalized, and now we have all this AI shit, and it's got.
I think
a lot of people.
OC is globalized, isn't he? Is that right?
Yeah, but I think that everything they think they think they can patch the problems by importing the people that lowers the wages for the native population, and all this shit, and they don't do full accounting, because then you have weird religious multicultural problems that conflicts with the native population, and all this
The only
shit.
thing, the only thing they've imported is PUAs. That's it.
What is that? PUA?
Pickup artist.
Have they imported that to the UK?
Yeah, they've imported a legion of pickup artists from the Arab world, and that's it. That's what they've actually done. That's the value of what they've imported.
Okay, yeah.
They've imported Middle Eastern Chads
Yeah,
who are trying to steal white women. That's essentially what's happened on a mass scale.
I know that is like a thing to believe in, maybe in right wing.
OC is livid with it. He's absolutely livid with this. I
Well,
knew that would trigger it.
I'm not. I don't care anymore. I agree with you in spirit, but this whole my white women, they're whores too. I mean, Floyd's the Floyd is the Floyd. So I'm listening to this. I don't know how old Dev Pike is. I think he's still in his 20s. He might still be a bit youthful. No, I'm at a point where I don't even, it's like I don't even care about the shit anymore. So I understand what you're saying. And maybe 10, 15, 20 years ago, I would have cared, but who cares at this point? You really stop caring when you reach a certain age.
Yeah.
I
I think it's in your mid to late 30s. You kind of like, especially when you mentioned I think it was your father who had a stroke, and I'm sorry for that. Life just changes, and you need to take responsibility for other shit, and that's just life, and then you watch, then you watch your friends completely fucked, in their relationships. I have a friend of mine. He was together with the mother to his child, and they are divorced 3 months after she gave birth to his child. I have another friend who were together with his girlfriend for 3 years, and then his girlfriend chose to leave him with the reason that she wanted to try to go back to her ex-boyfriend. That was the reason she gave him, So this is just like there's no responsibility, on women in general, and how can you create you cannot have high investment parenting probably anywhere. And I've also spoken to Dom about this. I've looked on some data on the Middle East, and everybody say Islamistans and shit. But the divorce rate I think it was in Saudi Arabia, it's 65% for first year, around the first year, 1 year after they have been married. So I think this shit
is that the first wife or like the third wife? Because
yeah, I didn't look that deep into it, but I also looked at other Middle Eastern countries, and everything is just shit,
No, I agree. We'll bring him back on. What do you think, Dev? Okay, so much for Dev. No, I hear what you guys are saying. I think you get to a certain point in life where it's like, it's not that I don't care. I just don't have the passion to care anymore. It's like, I mean, what do you want me to tell you? So, I think it'll happen to all of us. And plus, I think when you're over a hill of sorts, maybe when you're in your 20s, you still have hope for the future. You get to a certain point where it's like, well, even if right now some beautiful girl walked in and we got married and we fell in love, and like, I'm instead of a kid now in my fucking 40s, and obviously, I mean, people do it, but I don't even have the desire. The things that when I was a kid, my parents would say, "Oh, one day you'll be an adult and you'll have your own job and your own car and your own wife and your own house and your own kids and all this shit." So I just assumed it was a given. After a certain point when that doesn't happen, for me anyway, I stopped caring. It's not that. Yeah, it sucks the way my life turned out, but I got bigger problems now that I'm not even thinking about the things. Hard to. Yeah, I regret missing them, but I'm not worried about how come I can't get this girlfriend. In many ways, I think Dev Pike and DBF, the gray-haired guy from Australia who likes the boy girls, they're very similar. They're still like they're almost like where I was as a teenager or my 20s. They're still hyper-focused on, I can't get that one girl. And I mean, I got bigger problems in life now. It's,
Yeah, I agree.
And that's true. Even as a kid, I kind of knew I was different-ish in a bad way. Yeah, that's totally, that's a fair point. Yeah. So I think, and that's fine. If their biggest problems in life are their bitterness over not getting a girlfriend, I envy them. That's why I always tell them I can't get a girlfriend either. But that's like on my list of problems, that's like, 5, 6, 7. That's not my number one problem. If that's your number one problem in life, the rest of your life is pretty good. That's how I feel. So, it could be much worse.
Yeah,
That's why I try to tell you.
that's a really healthy outlet on the current situation.
Mhm.
And also when you look on all these like U.S. superstars, it could be Shaquille O'Neal. He can't keep a fucking Shaquille O'Neal's wife doesn't love him and wants a divorce. And Shaquille O'Neal is like the tallest motherfucking. He's a tall, fucking black, super strong, super athlete with unlimited money, and he can't keep his fucking wife. So and you got Tom Brady, you got Steph. What is it gonna call Stephen Curry, Steph Curry from the NBA, and Will Smith's wife is sucking other men's cock, and she's telling everybody about it in the media. And who you got else? You got Jeff Bezos is fucking divorced, and if you're Bill Gates and you're this highly conscientious guy who saves millions of children's lives with medication and shit, your wife still wants a divorce.
Right. I guess it ultimately comes down to attraction. Also, the fact that we live in a society that encourages women. I mean, if divorce were illegal, they'd have no choice. When divorce is encouraged, it goes the other way. They get too. I'm tired. There's like two extremes: no divorce ever, and there's the other one of like, hey, you leave him, girl. So I guess part of it is societal and then the age we're living in. But like I said, people have said this before. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Women might like your money, but if you're an ugly fuck, they're still going to think you're an ugly fuck. So I mean, they're still going to want the attractive guy, even if he's homeless. So money can't really create attraction. You can get your women, but it can't create attraction. So none of that really surprises me anymore. But,
Why doesn't your brother have a full beard like you? Can he grow one?
Yeah, he can. He's had beards before. He recently shaved and he's got a little goatee going, but you can ask him. I don't know. He's grown facial hair before. I don't know. Unless it might be because of his job. He cooks food and stuff. He might not want to have facial hair, or I don't know. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Hello, this is Chris Dubbs, another Australian. Hello, Chris Dubbs. Yeah, Danish guy, you don't usually, this is a Denmark guy that Dum's always talking about. So what do you and Dum usually talk about then? Do you talk about home repair? Do you talk about philosophy? What are you and Dum usually talking about?
No, man, it's just random shit. It's like I think it's now I have his number, so I just text him on WhatsApp or random shit. I think it's random shit, and it's a little less banderish than what is going on YouTube on these streams, but maybe a little bit serious and so on and so forth. But it's just regular shit, I remind him to keep taking his atorvastatin, the statin that you also take that statin.
Yep,
because I think the data on lipid lowering medication, especially statins, are quite good, and you should probably take it if you can keep your cholesterol under a certain level, because it accumulates in your arteries, and when you get old or mid age, you are probably going to have a lot of problems that you wouldn't have, because stroking out, and man, that's not funny, that then you have a lot of new problems. So I keep reminding him to take his statin and keep losing weight and remaining weight stable, and eating healthy. Yes, shit like that. Yeah, that's what we talk about. Okay. Because then I saw that he had a live stream where he was doing all this neurotic Google shit about statins are gonna fucking kill my dick, and it's gonna give me dementia and all this shit. And I was trying to keep taking his statin because I think the long-term data is good. Yeah.
Cool. Hold on a sec. Who's Joffrey? Is that Dev Pike? Because tell you what, if you come on, Dev Pike will show his face. You there, Dev Pike? I know what happened to Dev Pike. He's still there, but I can't hear him, so I don't know what happened to him. And Cassandra says you're a good influence on Dumb. So, she thinks you're doing a good job. You're a positive light in Dumb's life.
Yeah. I'm happy. I'm happy for that comment. Yeah, thank you.
I don't know. They want to. Who is Rasmus Paladin? Is that some Dutchman? Danish?
Yeah. I don't know who. I've heard about Totem before, but I don't know. Is it a he or she, or is Totem from Europe or?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, I know. I know who Rasmus Paludan is. He's a highly.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're asking if Totem is from. Yes, Totem is he's in Norway. I think he's a Swede in Norway. Yes, Totem.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know who Rasmus.
Rasmus Paludan is basically this highly functioning, high functioning, autistic, highly intelligent, low neurotic, and he's super low in agreeableness dude who has stirred trouble in politics. He's like further to the right of Trump, and he's like really like dramatic in what he's saying and so on and so forth. So, but I don't look like him. No, not in any way. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, does anybody have any questions for Denmark guy? These people are kind of nervous and shy. Well, Denmark guy, what brought you here? What made you want to come on tonight?
But it was totally random. It's morning in Denmark, and I'm also unemployed. And then I don't even have I only have bookmarks on the YouTube streamers that I follow, and you were one of them. And I don't have a notification through my YouTube app. Then I would like to watch some of your videos, and then I saw you were live on the red circle around your like account picture.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just then I went on. Sometimes I do it, and now I'm here. Is it a can of Coke you have on your side, or is it a beer?
Oh, this is Coca-Cola. Absolutely, Coca-Cola. Definitely.
Okay, no, it's a Budweiser. Yeah, I see. Do you prefer to drink your Coca-Cola sugar-free or with sugar?
You're talking about actual Coca-Cola?
Yeah, actually Coca-Cola
with sugar. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
I never like diet sodas. No, I drink with sugar. Sure.
Do you read a lot of books? All the books behind you, or is it just for the?
Not anymore. I used to, but not anymore. I sort of gave up on reading. I gave up on a lot of things I used to do.
Okay. Yeah. What about did you go to university when you were younger, or?
Yeah, I did go to college because they said you got to go to college. So I did, but didn't amount to much of anything. If I can go back, I don't know what you call it in Europe. I wouldn't have gone to a university. I would have gone to what we call a small community college, and I would try to get a job somewhere else. I wouldn't have wasted time with university, but I went because they said you got to go to university. So.
Yeah. It was the same speech that we received my generation. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They were like saying 80% of you just go to university, and and now we have all these unemployed people.
Exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, but no,
it's fucking nightmare now, and now AI is coming. So
I agree with you.
What about have you tasted some alcohol-free? You don't do the alcohol-free beer and wine and stuff.
No, I see no purpose. I mean,
yeah. But me and some of my friends, we've tasted some of them, and they have actually improved over the years. And some of them are actually quite good now. But the majority of them taste like shit. But some of them are quite decent.
Now you said you're in your later 30s, I believe. Cassandra wants to know how old you are. How old are you?
Yeah, I'm in my later 30s. Yeah,
35, 39. What are you?
I'm 38. Just say it like that.
38.
Yeah.
I think Cassandra just had a birthday recently. She turned 31, so she's 7 years younger than you.
Okay, yeah. Where's she from?
She's an American from the state of Arizona, USA.
Okay. Arizona is it's the place where the swamps, and isn't it?
No, it's a lot of desert. Saguaro cacti, Sonora. It's on the Mexican border.
Okay.
Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is in Arizona.
Okay. Yeah. What about did you have a religious upbringing?
No, not overtly. No,
Okay.
no. I was raised Roman Catholic, but not in a very religious sense.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What about if you don't want to answer this question, were your parents divorced or?
No, I've answered, but my parents are still together. My father had the stroke, but I moved them into their own fucking place, their own little senior apartment. No, they're still together after how long have they been married now? Not quite 50 years, 48 years. So they're still,
That's amazing, man. 40 years.
I guess, yeah.
That's a long time. Have they been celebrating in it?
I don't know. We're kind of semi-estranged at this point because, it's a whole other can of worms.
Okay. Yeah. I see. Yeah.
Dev Pike wants to come back on. Hello, Dev. Are you there? No, I didn't kick you. We can't hear you. Dev, are you there? I can see your...
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm unappreciated. The most unappreciated cell. The lowest value cell, right?
No, Danish guy's correct. Your volume's a little low. We have a hard time hearing you half the time. We barely hear you, but okay.
So OC, so you received the autism diagnosis. That's correct. Is that correctly understood?
Yeah, you can go back and watch. I'm not going to pull up now. If you go back on my channel, I have a stream. It should pop up here. Let me take a look here. Let me see where it is. I'm going to look it up because I don't feel like pulling it up right now. Live. I'm a Narcy or Narky. I'm looking for my stream. Yeah, it was called The Only Known Spurg in the World. It was streamed about a month ago. And it says, you can look at the thumbnail, diagnoses. I pulled up a shared screen where I shared my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 diagnoses.
Yeah. But my question related to that was, so what happens when you get the diagnosis? Though you don't get referred to any kind of like counseling, or how is it? You're just left alone.
You're just left alone. First of all, there's the link. If you want the link, that's to that. If you can just jump to the diagnosis part. Yeah, I was a neuropsychologist. The only job was to diagnose me. Where I go from there is up to me. I use that diagnosis to get the Concerta. You called it Ritalin. It's Concerta similar. I tried, I had to use that to say, see, I'm ADHD. I should get the Concerta. So you can try to use the paperwork, but no, having a diagnosis doesn't mean you're, magically something else. It's a piece of paper that you can like give to other. I see modern medicine as a church, the Church of Modern Medicine. So the Archbishopess gave me this piece of paper. I can give it to this priest here to get some medicine. And maybe I can give it to the government to get on neat bucks. So it's it's just basically it's legalese, it's paperwork.
Yeah. And the Ritalin is the Concerta is working for you. No weird side effects.
Not really. I mean, I took 2 last night, and I did stay focused. I got through taxes, but then I crash and burn. Even now, I'm kind of tired because I slept a bit on and off, so it screws up your sleeping pattern. But yeah, it's something to mess around with. But I mix it with other drugs, so yeah.
Do you take the gabapentin for sleep, or?
No, I don't really take anything for sleep per se. Gabapentin, I'll just sort of take. Sometimes I'll mix and match a Prozac and a gabapentin and a Toprol, or whatever it's called, or a gabapentin and propanolol. I'll sort of mix and match, just sort of no rhyme or reason, whatever I feel like taking that day.
Okay, yeah.
Why do you aspire to be like Todd? Is Todd some kind of messianic figure to?
Dom also see Todd as the prophet.
It's a narrative. Has he written a Bible or something? Are you following this Bible? What's
in me and Dom's text? He's kind of like a prophet to Dom.
Yes. I've always said Todd is he might be an asshole. I don't want to watch him play tennis, but he is my Lord and Savior. His philosophy is fucking brilliant. He's the first guy who I watched the video and I said, holy shit, you can do that. He was the first to put it out there. Yes, I'll always have respect for grotesque subhuman Todd Thundercock for his philosophy. Absolutely. I love the man's philosophy. I might say, man, that was a shitty stream and this tennis shit was boring. And Yeah, I might criticize him. The timeline doesn't make sense. Your grandmother, blah blah blah. But his philosophy is fucking brilliant. He was one of the first to put himself out there. Yeah, he's my Lord and Savior. Absolutely, he's the second coming. As far as I'm concerned, Todd's the closest thing we're getting to Christ in our lifetimes. Yes, to answer your question, Dev Pike. Now you can criticize me, feel free. But yes, to be flat honest, yes, he's the closest thing we have to Christ in our lifetime. Absolutely. For me, anyway, maybe not for you, an Englishman who's in your 20s or whatever. But yeah, as an American spurg in my fucking 40s, yeah, the first guy who said, hey, man, it's not your fault. Fuck it. There's no shame in neat bucks. Because our parents, they would always, that generation would shame. You can't be on the government dole. You got to work hard and you get rewarded. So, go ahead, Dev. You can criticize, but yeah, yes.
What if, wait. What if there was only a certain amount of neat bugs available and Todd has scoffed it all for himself? What would happen then? Do you think would you battle Todd in a battle royale for neat bugs?
No.
Would you go toe to toe with Todd for neat bugs?
No, that's like two guys fighting over a girl. She's gonna pick who she likes better. It's a waste of time. A waste of time. No, it's something to aspire to. He got very lucky. It's sort of like like playing the stock market. I bought this stock. I made a lot of money. I'm going to buy it too. But by the time you realize that stock is hot, it's no longer hot. So, maybe he got there first. I'll always power to him. I'd love to live his life. He was a pioneer, but I might not be able to. So, no, I wouldn't fight him to the death over neat bucks or a woman. No. But I admire what he did. Something to aspire to.
Yeah, in Denmark, you just don't get neat bugs like that. As far as I've understood, when Todd he told about the process in Denmark, they fucking put you to
in Denmark. They want lonely men dead, right? Basically,
that's everywhere on the planet Earth. Dev, like you said, Dev, something's rotten in the state of Denmark. If we consider Denmark the Western world, Dev, that's that's the whole world. They want us all dead.
You can have
that wasn't funny before. Now you're using it.
Yeah, no, I'm being very clever and using your silly joke to actually make better sense now. No, the point is,
no, I used it in that context.
Yeah, I'm lifting your joke. I'm lifting your joke and applying it in a way that makes better sense. Okay, that's actually cleverness. You gotta pay attention. It'll come with you. Anyway,
this is anarchy coming up.
Yes, I'm anarchy. Anyway,
we're exposing the anarchy world of
I flat out admitted to being anarchy. I told you flat out I'm I prefer Narcy. I'm an American. I prefer Narcy. Yeah, I'm a Narcy. No, the point is,
I agree with I agree that that you can admit that you're anarchy, but the point is that doesn't absolve you of the negative connotations of it. So admitting it doesn't mean anything. You're basically saying I'm an asshole, so that allows you to be further an asshole, but you're still an asshole.
I admit I'm an asshole. You're also anarchy, but you won't admit it yet. So I'm like,
I'm not anarchy.
No. You're not anarchy, but I am. Okay. Anyway, I was trying to say something more important. I always talk about timelines, and I get made fun of for it. Todd's timeline is very shaky. He makes it sound like he got neat bucks overnight. The reality is much, much different. I'm not going to go on about it, but Denmark guy, Todd is still my hero, but he's been very fuzzy. And I always talk about timeline. And I have this asshole Swedish Norwegian making fun of me, the timeline. But no, Todd's timeline is a bit truncated. Things took a little longer, and he lived with his parents for a few years before he got his neat bucks. So
my point was that in Denmark, they test you like they throw several working tests on you. They observe you, and all these fucking people need to.
I think there's an element where Todd is playing to his audience, right? So Todd is anarchy himself again. So he's playing to an audience again. So what he's saying isn't true, which is the hallmark of the anarchy again. See, this is why the anarchy doesn't work, because of what you said.
What he's saying, I disagree. Here's what I'm disagreeing. Todd is not. I wouldn't call him a flat out liar. What he's saying is true, but he gets fuzzy with the timeline. He's telling the truth, but he truncates and condenses things.
That's
I would not call it. I would not call it embellishment. That's the wrong word. Embellishment is taking something simple and making it sound more. He's taking something that took a long time and condensing it. He's simplifying things. He's oversimplifying. But no, I wouldn't call it embellishing, and I wouldn't call him a liar, but he's definitely condensing the timeline.
Can I explain? He's not embellishing to make it to make the story different. He's embellishing to make himself look better, which is again the hallmark of the anarchy. It's the same thing.
Well, partly to make it look better, maybe to keep it simpler. Because, like I said, I'm one of the few people who actually was inspired by him. Like, I know if you're not an American, you're not going to get on Social Security. What do you care about it? And someone like Dumb isn't going to get on Social Security. He's going to work till the day he dies. For those of us the few of us who are like, holy shit, this dude Todd is my age, and for those of us who are actually interested in the process, the truncated version doesn't work. That's why I asked the questions. So I think the truncated version is good enough for a guy in Denmark or a guy in the UK or an American who's not interested. But when an American like Todd of the same age and background is actually interested, the real questions come out like, hey, you're not explaining this as well as you could. So I think he truncates things for simplicity because
there's a reason why he's not explaining it. That's what I'm saying. You're missing it. There's a reason why he's not explaining it.
Go ahead.
There's a reason why he's not explaining it. That's what you're missing. The reason why he's not explaining it is because to make himself look better, to make himself look like the hero, where everything is short and concise. And I did this, bro, and it was perfect. But in reality, like you said, it takes years. He was probably under some kind of investigation and all the rest of it, which he's not embellishing on, right? He's not telling you the whole story to make himself look like Jesus.
You're misusing.
He's rewritten the Bible, bro. He's one of the
right. He's
one of the friars. Right.
Calm down. He's omitting. The word you're looking for is omitting. There's a lot of omission with Todd. Omitting and truncating.
Yes. Why is he omitting? Go further.
Like I said, part of it. You might be partly correct to look like the hero.
He's rewriting the Bible, right? But he's missing.
No, I wouldn't go that far. I think
the dinosaurs don't. Right. So he's missing out these key elements. But the problem is, when he misses them out, he always looks better. This is the key. If someone always looks better when they're doing something, that one, they're anarchy, and two, you can't trust anything they say. And also, it just doesn't make sense. You can't.
No,
that's why I don't understand why you trusting his assessment of this, because he's omitting things, like you said. So this brings into question his narrative and also his methodology. Is completely swung into question because you don't even know the true. You need to know the step, blow by blow step. It's like a dumbass computer program. I do this, then this happens. He's not doing that. So why are you trusting this Jesus who's rewriting the Bible?
Well, let's say somebody says to you, "Man, I like baking cookies, or whatever you call them. What do you?
I like big tits."
Right. I like baking scones. Oh, okay. I like baking scones. I'm really great at baking scones. Now, the truth is somewhere in between. Their scones suck. They're not that good at baking them, but they're not lying. They're not flat out lying. They do bake. There's truth to what they're saying, but they're, like you said, either embellishing or, fudging the truth. So what Todd is telling us is not total lies. I believe what he's saying. He's just condensing the story to make it look, like you said, you might say to look better. Also, I think for simplicity's sake, but I do believe him when he says he got approved for Social Security disability or Social Security insurance when he got these diagnoses. I do believe that part of the story. Absolutely.
The problem is that what you've just said doesn't square. You can't be embellishing and then telling the truth simultaneously. Or, sure, like you said, fudging or missing out doesn't make sense.
Sure you can.
It's binary. It's a computer program. Okay, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example.
We're going to hold off on the example I just gave. It's either I bake scones or I don't. No, I bake scones, but they suck. And I lie and say they're better than they are. So it's not binary. It's not either I bake or I don't bake. I bake, but they suck. It's either I bake and they're great, or I bake or I don't bake at all. You said, no, it's not binary. I disagree 1,000%. Okay, now you can give your example now. Did you hear that?
It is binary because the cake analogy is shit because you just won't get. You need to get the your disability. So not baking the cake means you don't get it.
Okay.
If you bake the wrong cake, you don't get the disability.
Right.
So it doesn't work. What you just said is shit because, it's not shit, but I'm just saying what you said. The analogy is rubbish because, okay, that's bad again. The analogy doesn't work because if you bake the cake incorrectly, you don't get the end result you need. You don't get the SSDI. You want to get the SSDI. So you want to go down this path, not knowing the end result, yeah?
Right, but if you don't...
I want to know before I start this long journey, it's for sure that I'm going to get it.
Okay, but if you don't bake the cake at all, you're going to get 0. That's guaranteed. If you don't even try to bake the cake, you're getting nothing. That might sound corny,
look
but
for
it's
more
true. If you don't
information.
even try. So I look at Todd as like the cookbook writer. My cake might not be as good as his, but it's something to go on. You know what I mean? He wrote the cookbook. It's something to go on. If
No,
I
I'm
don't
telling
bake it
you
all,
that-
I'm not getting right. What?
I'm telling you that the recipe he's giving isn't the full recipe.
Right, which
That's
is why
That's the whole cake. If he's not giving you the full recipe, you can't get the fucking cookie. There is no cookie. He's saying put the fucking flour in, missing out the sugar, and then you're not going to get a cookie. You're going to get a fucking loaf of bread. It's not. It doesn't work. The analogy doesn't. He's not giving you enough.
Okay, let's say fine. Let's say you're reading a cookbook that was written in the tropics, and someone in the tropics says,
But also,
you wanna
you're
add-
saying as if he's the only one that's doing it. Find
No.
somebody else.
Right, not. You're reading a cookbook that was written in the tropics in Hawaii, let's say Hawaii, and the author writes, okay, when you're making your pancakes, go outside and grab some bananas. Now you're living in England, you can't just go out and you can go to the store and get bananas, but you can't just walk outside and pick bananas. So sometimes certain ingredients might not be as readily available to you as they were to the original chef. That's the best analogy I can give you. You understand what I'm saying? You want to throw it all out. You want to say it's all or not. What I'm trying to say, like Todd's situation, he was an only child. He lived with his parents for several years. Yeah, he admitted.
Yeah,
things.
but you're acting as if Todd is the only person in the world. Find someone else.
Well, I don't think
There's 7 billion, and you can't find anyone else except for Todd. That's ridiculous.
Well, we've got Danish guy. Danish guy, what do you have to say? You've been quiet. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, but
Find
I
someone
was
else.
I was doing some other stuff. Well, I didn't get the. But I have a question for you, OC. It's why do you prefer to not drink your beer straight out of the can?
Oh, well, I used to drink out of a lot of bottles because glass tastes better than aluminum. But bottles are expensive and take a lot of space. So when I moved to cans, plus I don't like when you go like this, you get that sort of spittle here. I don't like that. So when it comes to, I'd rather drink out of some kind of vessel than directly out of the can because you get the spittle. It doesn't taste as good. Something about this aluminum or aluminium, as Dev would call it, makes it taste better. You know, because glass is the best tasting, but glass is expensive and takes up too much space. So that's why I prefer when I'm drinking out of, even with soda cans, I'll pour them, soft drinks, I'll pour them into a cup or a glass or something.
Okay, yeah.
And Dev is saying, why look to Todd as a hero? Well, it's sort of like this. You got 100 people. 99 of them suck. One is 50-50. Well, he's better than nothing. So you're saying, I don't know where Dev Pike went. You're saying out of 7 billion people in the world who are zeros, I shouldn't go for the one guy who's sort of 50-50? Well, I like his 50-50. It's probably not a slam dunk, but hey, it's better than anything else I've been told. So, I like the dude. Is Dev Pike there? He seems like he's struggling. Hope you heard all that. Okay. What else would you like to say, Danish Andy? Or not Danish Andy. I'm sorry. My apologies. Denmark guy. What's up?
Yeah, I'm just listening. I'm just chilling.
I don't know what's going on with Dev Pike. He's been having technical problems all night. And that's the thing. He's very sensitive. Like if we can't hear him and he disappears, did you boot me? Oh, well, what? This isn't fair. It's like, no, man. He's too quick to assume the worst. It's like, does he not see Dev Pike? If you can watch this right now, everyone is seeing this wheel of death. We can't, we can't interact with you. Okay. You think he takes it so personally? No, I still believe Todd. A lot of what he said was true. He truncated things, and that's when you if you're not an American or if you don't want meat bucks, it doesn't matter. But someone like me, I investigated a little further, and I said, well, what about this? What about that? And then I got the kernels of truth. I think he truncated partly because, well, when you're dealing with people who are from different countries or who don't want meat bucks, why go through all the details of, well, I do this. You watch my streams and videos, I do this. But he wouldn't. Well, I would tell you flat out, I went to the Social Security office today and, I tried to apply for SSI and the lawyer fucked me over. So I tried to withdraw and I had to wait 60 days to reapply. I go through the ins and outs, but this is like me trying to get on meat bucks. And I think in some ways, Todd himself, he really was coddled. I think he honestly doesn't know a lot of how things happened. He got on Obamacare when he was in the psych ward. He didn't know how the staff took care of it. I think his parents helped him out. I think there's a lot of stuff he doesn't know, and he's embarrassed to admit, I don't know. I'm just very lucky. I think that's part of it. The truth is he's ashamed to say, I'm not exactly sure how I got Medicaid. I'm not exactly sure how I got approved for meat bucks, but here's what I do know. So I hope Dev Pike is listening because with him, it's almost like the best analogy is if Todd is a cook, he cooked a really great recipe. He baked a really great cake, and it's delicious. And you ask him what he did, and he can kind of half remember, but he doesn't know exactly. He was messing around in the kitchen. He came up with a really great cake. He remembers bits and pieces, but not all of it. So you're not going to get the full recipe because he doesn't know what he did. I think that's true with Todd. I think a lot of it was luck. There was definitely some luck with Todd getting on Neat Bucks. So, I hope Dev Pike is paying attention because, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I actually didn't watch. I didn't get to watch Todd's earliest videos. Where sometimes I see some of these clips where he was like screaming in in the basement of his parents' house. I wasn't there. I was only there when it was after, I think, the psych ward. Yeah.
Right. And I think when he first started making videos, he wasn't even trying to encourage people. He didn't have Neat Bucks yet. He was just making videos about his own life. And then, things sort of fell into place. He lived with his parents for a few years, eventually got on Neat Bucks, eventually got approved for Section 8 housing. These are American terms. You can look them up. And then I think it was almost like a dream come true for him. And I think by the time he realized, wow, things worked out nicely. Hey, look at me. I don't think he knows he himself. It's not just he's omitting to make himself look better or embellishing. I don't think he fully knows. That's why I call him out and I say, well, if you had a really great job, how did you get approved for Neat Bucks so quickly? Oh, now the truth comes out. Another kernel. It took 2 years. So yeah, I have my criticisms of Todd, but on the whole, I find him very honest. He is who he says he is. I believe, and Dunn went to go see him. So if he was lying to us, there's some truth to what Todd is telling us. He lives in Amherst, New York. All that's true. So Todd isn't a total fraud. And it wasn't just his Neat Bucks. Some of his forest rants, he'd walk around sharing his philosophy. I thought, this guy's brilliant. And some of those videos have been lost, which is a shame because Todd really had some great takes on women, on life, on being a spurg. He just had some great insight. So, it's not just the Neat Bucks thing. But apparently, there's an old saying, throw the baby out. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It seems like Dev, it's all or nothing with him. Todd wasn't totally honest with us, so throw the whole thing out. I'm like, well, he'll be throwing everything out. Okay, that's. Oh, wait, Cassandra, are you leaving us? Holy shit, it's 4 a.m. Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, you're going to bed, Cassandra? Well, I'll probably get off soon. We took a sharp turn. I was getting off, and then we had this nice talk with Dev Pike and Danish Andy. Things really took a turn. But yeah, okay. Good night, Cassandra. You think she would call out from work and watch the stream some more, but apparently not.
What is the time in where you are?
It's 4:40 in the morning. 40 minutes after 4 a.m. I'll probably get off I'll probably get off in the next 5-10 minutes. But yeah,
that's late, man. Yeah, shit.
Well, my pattern is all off. I was saying earlier, you weren't here. I stayed up. I was up this time yesterday doing taxes. Then I stayed up and I cooked dinner. Then I had to crash. Then I got up after a few hours to talk to my shrink. Then I was kind of listless. So my whole pattern's off. But that's what happens when you're drunk and unemployed. But you're unemployed, so you kind of, What time is it in Denmark?
It's 10:40 in the morning.
Okay, so you're 6 hours ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're down to a few viewers, a handful. Cassandra's saying goodbye, but no, I've enjoyed this. And I don't dislike Dev Pike. He's more than welcome to come on. But see, again, if he and I disagree with something, if Dev Pike and I disagree, is he going to say it's all or nothing? I don't like OC now. If that's the case, fine. But I mean, people aren't always going to agree on things. So I don't know where I stand with him, but he was begging me for quite a while to come on. I just never, it's not nothing personal. I just like you, Danish guy. I would stream at times. He was asleep or at work. It's just what's convenient for me. But he wanted to come on for a long time. I let him on, and I'm not quite sure the point he wants to make. So maybe he'll come on again. But I'm glad you joined us, Denmark guy. So thank you for coming on.
Yeah. It was a good time. Yeah. I'm also leaving now. Take care and thanks for.
Take care. And like I said, don't be a stranger. Not every day. But if you ever want to come on again, you're more than welcome. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'll do that. And have a good sleep.
Also, do me one favor. Wait, before you go, I don't know if you saw it. I posted, if you go on my page, look at my lives, I have the one stream where I give my diagnoses. Did you get that link? Did you use?
Yeah, you posted the link in the comments, I think.
Well, what I also want to share with you, hold on, let me post one more link. He appeared a few times, but here's the best one. This is Denmark Andy. Denmark Andy is from your country. He's a cocaine user. Also, the gray-haired guy who likes boy girls, he was also on that stream. So we all talk to each other. So if you want to see who Denmark Andy is, check that stream out. I feel like I'm promoting myself, but if you want to see my diagnoses, I gave you the link. So yeah, it's all there. You don't have to watch the whole fucking thing, but if you want to just peruse and see, Denmark Andy is in that stream, and the other stream has my diagnoses. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll watch it now. Take care. I'm leaving. See you.
No, stop. You have to patronize me. Oh yeah, I'll watch it now. No, I'm saying at your own leisure. Don't lie to me.
No,
now I'm insulted. Okay, good night. Okay, now he insulted me towards the end. I'm just showing him those are there for you to watch if you want to. You don't have to. I think he's trying to be nice. Oh yeah, I'm going to watch him now. Don't patronize me. Okay, so what else is going on? Are we getting done now? We're winding down. Let's see. We talked to Dev Pike. We talked to Danish guy. What else? Yeah, he was a nice guy until the very end. Yeah. I'll watch that now. Translation. He wants to get off. That's fine. You can go. I'm just sharing with you. Okay, I'll check it out later. Oh, yeah. I'll watch it now. It's like, dude, you're too transparent now. Yes. I'm sorry. I always said narcy. Narky. It's narcissist, not narcissist. So why are we saying narky? I'm a narcy. Yes, narcy. I'm a narcy. And so, yeah, that kind of pissed me off at the end there. All right. Is anyone left? Should I get off soon? Is it time to read a poem? What are we doing here? Because I get like a second wind talking about, weird shit. So, oh, shit. Okay, well, I guess we're done. So that was interesting. You never know where these streams are going to go. I just came on to get my mind off taxes, and then it sort of evolved into a discussion with those two. But they're always welcome. Even, Dev Pike, we might disagree, but you're more than welcome. Unless you don't want to come around because I'm just a narky. I hate that, narky. It should be narcy. The C is pronounced like it's narcissus. I'm a narcy. So, yeah. What else? There's something else I wanted to share before I get off. There's something I want to tell you, and I had to take those. There's something important I wanted to share. Yeah, I do want to apply for Medicaid next, and then I'm going to go for Neat Bucks, but I'm going to have to go back to work in the meantime. And with Cassandra gone, I guess no one's really watching because she's really the one who watches. She's the Foyd who brings in all the dudes. When she's gone, no one's around, but that's okay. I am getting tired. I should get off. What the hell? I'll read it. There's no one here. I'm going to read a poem. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. I'll read a poem. Why not? And I do have to get off. Even though I had fun, I'm losing my voice. I'm amazed. Probably lack of sleep and all this talking. You hear I'm losing my voice. So I got to get off soon anyway. But I don't know if there's anyone here, but I'm going to read this anyway because this is hold on a minute. Well, I was about to get off, but now arrogant Jesus is here. So how can I leave when arrogant Jesus himself is with us? Hello, my secondary Lord and Savior. I was about to get off. I was going to read this poem and get off, but we got to talk to arrogant Jesus. The party is dying down, sir, but you're welcome to stick around for a few minutes. I'm losing my voice. A lot of talking tonight. Okay. I got to save my voice. Maybe I shouldn't read, but it's almost poem time. Yeah. Okay, so when I was a little boy, this is the first pressing. Alvin Schwartz, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And there were actually 3 of these books. And these came out, they were brand new. This is like a first pressing from when I was a kid. I think these are still popular with kids, but they're like, heavily contested. Alvin Schwartz lived not too far from me. He lived in the town of Princeton here in central New Jersey. But I think he's long dead now. But, the reason I picked this book, they did have little poems. So I figured, instead of some flowery poem, why don't I read one of these, poems? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read this poem and then we'll say goodnight. The name of this poem, yes, I'm getting to it. Yeah, it is time. Yeah, they'll put us to sleep. Okay. The name of this poem is A Man Who Lived in Leeds. A Man Who Lived in Leeds, which is in England, which is where Dev Pike is from. Maybe he lives in Leeds. We don't know. Okay. There was a man who lived in Leeds. He filled his garden full of seeds. And when the seeds began to grow, it was like a garden filled with snow. But when the snow began to melt, it was like a ship without a belt. And when the ship began to sail, it was like a bird without a tail. And when the bird began to fly, it was like an eagle in the sky. And when the sky began to roar, it was like a lion at my door. And when the door began to crack, it was like a penknife in my back. And when my back began to bleed, I was dead, dead, dead indeed. Ah! It's supposed to be a scary little children's poem. Okay, The Man Who Lived in Leeds. Good. Okay. I'm sorry. Is this Dev Pike reincarnated? You want to come on again? Because I'm getting tired. I want to get off soon. Yeah. Who's arrogant Jesus? Yeah. All right. So show yourself or I'm getting off. I just read my little goodbye poem, but. Oh, you're destroyed by Foids. I don't know. He was going on about, what is Todd your Messiah? I'm like, look, Todd has his flaws, but he's better than a lot of other people I've encountered. No, it's all in nothing. You can't bake unless the recipe's 100% accurate. So I just, but you should have come on and talk with him. He wanted to talk to you, man. You should have talked to your boy. You could have met Denmark guy, and you could have met, you could have spoken with Dev Pike. You coming on for 5 minutes before I say goodnight? What are we doing here, buddy? Man, I'm getting drunk. Yeah, you made that abundantly clear, but you've been in and out, so we don't know what you're doing right now. You're still out at the Normie dinner? Yeah. Well, I am getting tired. If you really want, you can. Don't do it to save the stream because I'll probably just get off. If there's something you want to say, I was hoping you and Dev Pike could have like a little 5-10 minute exchange, but Dev Pike has left us, and Denmark guy has left us. All right. Well, yeah, neither do I. I think it's time to say goodnight. For all those who are watching or not watching, who were or weren't here, thank you, everyone. We'll do this again sometime or not. We'll see. I am losing my voice. There's a lot of talking. I'm glad, in a way, it is good. I think Cassandra was right. Even though we took a weird turn, it's something different. So I can't complain per se. But, yeah. I don't regret anything I've said. It's good to, I guess, shift gears. I wasn't expecting to go there. Maybe I'll go back to taxes for a little bit, fill out a PDF form with my numbers and go from there. So, all right, everybody. For now, my name is Occupational Click, and I want to say good night or good morning or good afternoon or wherever you are in the world. Sweet dreams and goodbye, good luck. And what was it that Truman used to say? Not the president, but not the buck stops here, but, the Truman Show. I know you will. I can't get rid of you. But thank you. Thank you. You'll be watching me, and Dev Pike will be watching you watching me. So I'm well guarded. Thank you. I feel loved.